Hello, and welcome to Natural Havoc. As you may or may not have noticed, we have two more people away this week. So unfortunately, Tim and Lan will not be joining us. However, we still have a session underway where we will be playing along as normal. Thank you guys for being here, and also thank you for the new people that come on in. Let us welcome you to Natural Havoc. We are a group of Twitch streamers that decided to play and stream Dungeons and Dragons. We will be playing the 5th edition system with a load of homebrew rules thrown in. We are veterans to Dungeons and Dragons now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You guys right here. Veterans. So, you know, if they die this session, it's their own fault. I mean, wait, what? TPK, wait, what? Yeah, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. And let's start with the tech wizard himself, the Eagle Outlaw?
Wait, I'm the tech guy? Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I play Andros, the rogue of the party. Yeah, we're about to do some craziness. Make sure to go follow. Almost forgot again. The Twitter, the Instagrams. Subscribe to the YouTubes, and join us on Discord. You can come talk to us directly. Give me a DM on Discord. Only one of y'all did it, and I'm very sad about it.
Nice. Yeah, and below Eagle, we have Smitty. Smitty, take it away.
Hello, I'm Smitty. You can see me play Maeve, a half-elf druid barbarian, with her little companion Sox, who is a little sproutling. It's a good job this is not a sending scroll, because I couldn't even introduce myself as Maeve. But yeah, I'm very excited. Some interesting politics today, I think, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Awesome. And the other side of the screen, we have Zeb. Zeb, take it away.
I'm Zeb, Agent Zeb, and yeah, I play the wild magic sorcerer Erhard Weiderstaff, and he's gonna probably do very well at court today. Let's see.
Awesome, and in the top left and top right of our screens, we normally have the wonderful Tim and Lan, who go by Team Logic NL, yeah, they normally play Arcturus, the Vidalcan Warlock, Genie Warlock to be precise, and then we have Shion Loraniel, who is the Diva Warlock, we keep calling her. She's the half-elf Diva Warlock. So yeah, those two are not here. Their characters are kind of just gonna be T-posing and following along the party today. But yeah, they will still be about, but they won't be speaking because they're not actually there. But yeah, you get the gist. And yes, me, I'm your gracious DM. I play everything from the trees, the fog, the clouds, the skies, the birds, the ground, plants, rats, people, houses, whatever they try to talk to, that is what I am. And I'm also the narrator, so I basically describe what's going on. Awesome. Well, if everybody is ready, why don't we kick things off with last week's recap? Our session began with the party waking up in the tavern in Zoldin. Andros had a rough night's sleep after his fight the night before, and he told a surprised Shion and Arcturus about how they had managed to get help if the party needed to fight the sea serpent that was wreaking havoc in the bay of the capital. Arcturus, and particularly Shion, weren't too impressed, for it seemed that the rest of the party may have signed them up with the anchor to actually fight said sea serpent, which was something that they weren't particularly happy about. An icy silence ensued as the party went back to the fighting pits to collect Erhard and Galoin's winnings of those who gambled some coin, and then to the Griffin's paddock to continue their long journey to the capital. It was a 12-hour flight to the capital, and while the first 10 hours went pretty much uneventful, eventually the party was startled by a humongous, massive bird that was clearly very aggressively flying toward them. Having learned a few new tricks along the way, the party did some very heavy damage with magics and with Andros' new blade. But after summoning 8 enormous bats, Maeve was finally knocked off of her griffin mid-flight from the impact of her own crossbow failing in the air. As she went hurtling towards the ground, Shion spotted her and disengaged from the bird to rescue Maeve. Meanwhile, Andros had somehow gotten himself trapped in the clutches of the beast, and Arcturus dove towards him, reaching out, casting a spell by the name of Dimension Door, and moving them hundreds of feet away into the vast ocean beneath them, as the two plummeted into water and got very wet and struggled against the waves. Erhard managed to unleash a chromatic orb, a bolt of elemental magic that hurtled into the rock, finally killing this large beast. Afterwards, the rest of the party was saved with the help of the giant bats, and putting them back on their griffins. Not long afterwards, the party reached the capital city of Ithaldor, a big city with people very wary of magic, and upon entering, the party had to answer some minor questions. Unfortunately, Maeve decided to release Socks from the magical ring before them, putting the guards a little on edge and urged them to ask a few more questions about the potential magics that the group may have access to. A few of the party began telling the truth or skirting around it, until Andros decided to be very truthful and let slip that everyone but himself were magic users. And after some wary looks by the guards, they were let in. And they finally had a place to rest. Upon arriving at a tavern, the party decided to split into couples for rooms. Shion and Maeve tried experimenting with Shion's chakrams, and now Shion could contact Maeve whenever she wanted. Something that might come in handy if the party were ever to split up again. Meanwhile, Arcturus and Erhard discussed Erhard's wild magic, with Arcturus criticizing Erhard a little bit about the constant hiding when the rest of the party seemed to be taking damage. Erhard was wondering how to control this sudden outburst of his magics, and Arcturus tried to lend him an ear. Andros was sharing a room with Galoin, and he was having an outburst about Shion's recent behavior, after she had criticized him again that morning. Galoin, however, tried to get Andros to see reason that it makes more sense that she didn't like being signed up to killing these crazy, scary sea serpents. But after the two continued to disagree, Galoin had heard enough and left the room to take a little bit of a walk. While he was out and about, walking alone in the streets, two shady-looking individuals approached him and stopped him. And now we will cut to the morning, when all of you begin to rise, when all of you start to come around from your night's sleep and such. Andros, you look across your room to see a body laying within Galoin's bed. And as you peer up and look towards it, you see that Galoin is asleep.
Okay. Seeing that Galoin's awake, I'm just gonna get up, clean my tusks, and just kind of start getting ready for the day. And just kind of wait, I guess, for everyone else to wake up. And yeah.
Okay. Maeve and Erhard, anything you two are doing this morning as you go about your usual daily routine?
Probably collecting some leaves for socks, putting them all in a pouch, making sure I've got everything set up and ready to go. And doing my tribal base art.
I guess I'm probably just gonna check the back of emptiness, just make sure everything's still there. Just kind of try to I don't know, practice thinking of what I want to grab and trying grabbing it out. Just like checking if specifically the treaties are still there, the letters, since we're gonna need them.
Awesome, yeah, and you check the bag and it's all good. You find the relevant things. You see the sealed tube with the Credonian symbol upon it of the griffin's head with the feathers around. And you see that the other ones there all have their own crests embellished onto them to signify which region they need to be delivered to. And yet you do that. Maeve, you lean out of the window a little bit, and there is like a hanging basket outside of the window with various plant life growing out of it. And you just grab a few petals here and there and a few leaves that won't necessarily harm or kill the plant, but enough just to feed your little companion. And yeah, you get ready for the day. And Arcturus and Shion both follow you, each of you, out of the room. And as you exit, Andros, what is your passive perception? I believe it's pretty
18.
high. It is.
18.
As you're getting ready, a little bit bleary-eyed, you do notice that there seems to be a smattering of dirt upon the entryway. You can see that like someone's dirty boots have like kicked off, and you also notice that Galoin's breathing's quite heavy this morning, heavier than normally would be. He's only a little guy, he doesn't breathe too heavy.
Yeah.
And as you peer over, just to check in on him to make sure he's okay, you do realize that he is currently asleep, kind of in like the, kind of curled up, and you can see that there is a small creature in between his hands as he's like cradling and like laying there.
I'll walk over and try to get a better look at what's going on.
Roll me a perception check to see if you can actually perceive around Galoin to see what it is.
Give me a second.
Oh.
Sorry.
Did it come up?
No, not yet.
That's
I'm
okay.
getting there. Ah, there it is.
You got it. A 13. Okay. And also,
Yep.
Eagle, if you want to put us over to the other screen.
Just did it.
So they can see the rolls. Awesome. Thank you. Yes. So, yeah, 13. So with the 13, you start to peer around and take a look into Galoin's chest, and you can't quite make it out, but you do see like a small rodent-sized creature, but you can't quite make out what it is.
Oh.
With a 13 as well, you notice that Galoin is still wearing the clothing from the night before.
Okay.
And you can see that his hair is kind of like in front of his face at the moment.
Do I? Okay. Andros is gonna like very gently try to like maybe move the hair around his face a little bit to see if maybe there's something on his face, because he's getting the idea something has happened. Either
Are you intending to not wake him?
Yes, I'm trying not to wake him up.
I'll have a stealth check from you then, as you
that's
try to push the hair back and not disturb him from his sleep. With a 13, you are lucky because Galoin only has a 12 passive perception.
Oh, great.
You just made the DC. As you pull back the hair a little bit, you can see what looks to be like a bruising around his right eye.
With that being said, I immediately walk towards the door and walk over to Maeve's door, and I start banging on it.
Yeah, I'll say before you even get there, all of you kind of meet in the hallway. And as you're all stood there looking, and Arcturus and Shion are just stood like, stepped out of the rooms and locking the doors, you're all there.
I am walking out of the room like in a hurry. Like I need to get somewhere.
Good. What?
Morning.
What's up with you?
Before we say anything else, Maeve, I need you to go in that room and check on Galoin.
Why?
He has a bruise on his face.
What did you do?
Whoa. First of all, I did nothing. We have our own different beds, okay? I would never do anything to Galoin. He went
Are you
off.
sure you didn't trunk slap him in your sleep?
No, I did not trunk slap him in my sleep, okay? Just go check on him. He's holding something in his hand. It's like a rodent or something in his hand. In his hands.
What?
I don't know. Just go check on him. Just go check on him.
Okay. I'll walk
And
into the room.
I'll walk after as well.
Yeah, and as the pair of you walk on in, and I'll say Erhard, Arcturus, and Shion are all peering from like the doorway at this point. And as you walk on in, yeah, you can see Galoin is currently asleep.
Okay, and I will walk over, and I spot the rodent.
You can see something, yeah. If you wanna try and pick, because the way he's holding it, he's got like his body like over the top, but not like pressed on it, but like shielding it, and you can just see this like thing in his like arms.
Yeah,
so if you want to check perception.
I'll kneel down next to the bed, so I'll get on like I guess eye level.
Yep.
And I would firstly check if he's like obviously breathing.
Yep.
Like I can see him breathe.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will do a perception check. Give me 1 second. Prepared.
Since we peering in curiously and stuff, can I also check for anything unusual, maybe out of the ordinary? I don't know.
Sure. What sort of check would you like to make?
I don't know, like if anything, like the windows or anything if broken. I don't
roll me
know.
an investigation check. See if there's been a break-in or someone has entered that shouldn't have.
20.
Okay, so as you're looking around the door frame and then go over to the window to check the windows, with a 20, you are fairly confident no one apart from Andros has entered or left this room via the door or the windows. Like, no one extra apart from the two that are in here.
Okay.
What you would notice is with a 20, the little bit of mud that is on the floor matches the mud on the boots of Galoin, which have been like kicked under the bed.
All right.
And I will say, Maeve, as you try to perceive, you just can't. He's got like the cover over him, and he's just kind of like shielding whatever's beside him.
Okay, I'll just literally wipe the hair out of his face at this point.
Yeah. And as you wipe the hair out of his face, he begins to stir, and he's like, Maeve, what are you doing in here?
I was called in because you've got a bruise on your face.
Yeah.
Did Andros trunk slap you? What happened?
No. I went for a walk last night after me and Andros had a disagreement, and I needed to clear my head.
Just a DM question.
Yep.
Would we know that if it was like wet, dirty, whatever, like muddy right outside the tavern?
You
near
would
the tavern?
know. Yeah, I would say at this particular moment, you're unsure. You arrived towards the evening time. It was dark. You'd have to go outside and check.
Okay.
Yeah. I went for a walk. I only went a few blocks. And as I was looping back, these two guys stopped me. Somehow they knew that I was with you. Maybe the guards had told them or something, and they knew that you had magic, and they said that they wanted to teach me a lesson for coming to their town, their city. Maeve, I didn't mean to.
Didn't mean to do what?
Well, one of them hit me and I fell over, and when I went to get back up, the other put his foot on my chest, and I used the ring.
The rat ring?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Well, I killed one of them, Maeve.
You killed someone with a rat ring?
Well, yeah. I didn't expect so many rats to turn up, and I just wanted them to scare them, but in the heat of the moment, I got scared, and I told them to attack, and one of them escaped, but the rats
What did they?
ate, the rats ate
don't
a
know.
man.
What did
They
they
ate
look
him.
like?
There's nothing left.
Okay, but that's great. The evidence is gone. I don't know what to say if I'm proud of you or not, but I kind of am. Well done.
I put a hand on Galoin's shoulder, and I'm like trying to give him some sort of comfort.
And this one got hurt, and he lifts up a rat, and you can see that it's like you can see one of its legs is broke, And he's just like, I didn't know what to do, and I thought maybe if I brought it back here, I could speak to you, and maybe because you can help people like this, and I didn't want to wake you, and I just thought maybe he needed some rest.
Okay. Yes. No, you've done the best thing, because if it wasn't them, it might have been you. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that I would get us in trouble by mentioning magic yesterday. This is all my fault.
No. It's fine. It really is. It's okay. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have gone for a walk. It was silly. We don't know this city. We don't know this town. I shouldn't have gone. I normally go for walks in Arkenvale, and it clears my head. But I shouldn't have gone.
I look back to everybody else peering in, and I'm like, no one is to go on their own in this city. At least stick to one person.
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
Galoin?
Galoin, what do those guys look like?
I don't really know. They wore like dark clothing. One of them had a hood, one didn't. From what I could tell, the guy that punched me, he had like tattoos of like anchors and stuff on his arms. So I assume he's a sailor of some sort. But the other guy, he was hooded and he didn't reveal his face, or they didn't tell me any names. They just told me that they didn't want magic folk in their city. Like I said, I didn't mean to kill them. I just thought the rats would come. I didn't expect so many rats to turn up. There was loads.
It's all right.
Wow.
Okay.
You just defended yourself.
Mm-hmm. While he's talking, I'm gonna try to use my keen smell and see if I can pick up a scent of, at least like a scent of the people that, like, if I can get a scent of like a person that might have put their hands on Galoin.
Sure, roll me a perception check.
I get advantage as well since it's
Yes. Yeah. And as you begin to sniff at the vestments of Galoin, you smell blood. You smell sweat. Tears. You can smell not a scent of a person, but you definitely get that sort of sea saltwater air. You definitely get this scent that whoever this individual was clearly hangs around by ships or the taverns in the docks. Like, he's clearly a very distinct person to that area. The area, like this area here, doesn't smell particularly strong of the salt water because it's a little bit more inland from the docks. But yeah, this individual 100% comes from the docks. Whether or not you'd be able to pick his scent up again if you got a bit closer, you don't know.
okay.
So, you said one of them.
Sorry, just to add to that, on a 25, you also get the scent of very strong alcohol, which you would notice Galoin didn't drink any, so it's clearly come from the other individual. Maybe they were drunk, you're not sure.
You said one of them, like there were two of them, right? And one of them got away?
Yeah, the other one ran when the rats came. The hooded one.
The one with the anchor tattoos?
No.
Okay, what is the one that got away? What does he look What does he look like?
It was dark. It was
He was just
nighttime.
hooded?
It was a hooded figure. He had a beard. He had his arms crossed. He looked maybe, I don't know, quite stocky, not particularly tall, maybe smaller than average, but he wore dark clothing and a hood and a beard. But he seemed to, he spoke similarly to the gentleman that had the tattoos.
So, what should we do about that? Because they will know what happened.
For now,
Like-
First of all,
Yeah, but will they?
listen, for now,
Well,
there's
the guy that ran.
there's nothing we can do right now. There's nothing. We have barely any information go out. We can let the council know that one of our own was attacked, but as in actually doing something about this, there's not any information to go off of. I mean, the smell I got from Galoin, right? I can make two guesses. He's a guy who likes to drink. He's probably near the docks. He probably hangs around there. He's probably a sailor, right? If we want to go on that, we want to pursue that. It's gonna be hard to track someone down when all the information we have on the guy is he's hooded, he has a beard, he's stocky, and he's shorter than average, right? Now, y'all make of that what y'all want, right? But to me, that sounds like quite a bit of people potentially in a city this big, right? Now, I'm not saying we just let it be. That's not what we do at all.
I don't want to start any trouble. Look, it's
That's
fine.
alright. I just meant not in the sense of tracking them down. I meant more in, like what you said as well, Andros. Should we let someone know, or like authority wise? Because what if they come and say like, hey, those magic users, they killed one of us.
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna say. We're gonna let the council know that we were attacked and Galoin was defending himself. And if they want our help, they're gonna provide us some security around here. If they want our help in this city.
Also, I mean, it's not a spell that he used. Rats came to his aid.
Yeah, that can't be tracked to a magic.
Yeah, it was just rats.
Yeah. Listen.
There's no like fireball or anything like that just
true.
being summoned. It's rats.
It's more subtle.
Yeah. Speaking of, before we keep talking, Galoin, I think you should need healing. Like,
No, I'm
back.
okay. I just need rest. I just need to rest. The rat doesn't. I don't know if he's okay.
Does he visibly look not okay?
You can see that the legs like snapped. Like it's not the front left paw like has completely snapped.
Okay, no. I think we do heal you, Galoin, because it's going to speed up the recovery of your black eye. And it'll draw less attention to you if you are out in the streets again. Okay?
Well, I could just wear a hat.
You wanna wear an eye patch like a pirate?
I pull
also
out.
might help the story to not.
I pull out my fedora and I just kind of place it on his head.
It's a bit big.
I mean, but it offers a little bit of.
like goes like to the eyes.
I mean, but it
like
offers a little bit of a little bit of a.
Birdamite T is a halfling and you're a lobster.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it swamps him.
Yeah.
I will double spell healing word on the rest and Galoin.
Are you sure?
I just do it.
Okay. Yeah, and I will say it does bring some of the bruising out, but it's still visible that he has been in a scuffle. There's no way to completely remove the bruising and the scars. There will always be something there, but it will slowly fade over time. It's more of a time thing. The rat itself, you do realize that the leg does seem to mend, because a rat only has very small amounts of hit points. However, he's still like limping on it a little bit. And yeah, he just like curls up next to Galoin.
Keep that rat for the time being. I mean, until it gets better. If that's okay with you, Galoin?
Yeah, well, I want to make sure he's okay. He
Yeah.
helped me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm thinking of calling him Jasper.
Jasper! I like
Jasper!
that. I like
You
that.
gotta keep him?
Well, no, he can do what he wants, but I just thought while I care for him.
That's awesome.
You don't get attached when you name them?
No,
Well,
I name all the horses.
true.
What are a horse's names?
Well, I don't actually think you named any of them.
Oh,
No, you
did
said
you?
you named them.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I have my own names for them.
Well, we'll go with those names.
Okay. You want
wanna
them
tell
right?
us?
Right
Yes.
this second?
You
Well,
can keep us in suspense.
The brown one's called Harold. The white one I call Jeffrey. Jemima's the spotted black and white one. And then there's Charles, which is the black one.
Lovely.
I hate you guys.
Jemima.
While that goes on, I think I would just like to cast some prestigation on Galoin's clothes and the boots, and just check if there's anything on the boots specifically before I do, I guess. Like maybe something got stuck in the mud or whatever.
No, no, it's just, yeah, you can just see it's caked in mud. It's clearly where he's, like, ran after this thing's happened. And as he's ran back to some form of safety, he's obviously ran through an area of, like, dry, like, a dried, like, grassy area. But there must have been, like, maybe some sewage or, like, a waterway of some sort, because it's clearly got it a little bit wet.
All right. And we'll just clean them.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, you clean them all up with prestidigitation. And he gets out of bed, and he gets his little backpack, and he opens up a pocket, and he puts Jasper in the pocket, and then he tucks the pocket, like, flap into the pocket so Jasper can peer out. And he puts the backpack back on.
Oh.
Well, I'm happy you're okay, Gloin.
Yeah, I am. I'm all right. It was just more of a shock than anything.
Yeah, but at least we know,
know-
that rat ring comes to great uses, some great help.
Yeah, I didn't really mean to do it. It was just, I just got scared.
Well,
I'm
it's their
glad you
fault.
had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's their fault for even attempting to do that.
Just imagine if you'd have given me that, like, flaming axe. That would have made things a lot messier.
Well, next time, if you want to walk, you just ask me and I'll walk with you. You don't have to talk.
know.
We can just walk.
Or someone else.
Or someone else, and let's see them try to attack the two of us next time. Make it a fair fight, and we'll see how they turn up after that.
Yeah. Well, there was like 50 of me, and one of them's not even a body anymore.
Glad you're okay,
You know,
Gwendolyn.
the rats are probably the best thing for it to get rid of anything, any
Yeah.
remains.
They can't
Yeah.
question us.
Keep that in mind.
There's no proof. Anyway though, let's go get some breakfast. Let's get ourselves prepared, as we do have a conversation ahead of us with the king of Ithildor. I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
king or a council, whatever it is.
It's gonna be a kingly council of
yeah.
sorts, yes.
And
it's gonna be a very important meeting, for
Yeah.
sure. Let's try not step on people's toes. They do care about, honor and chivalry and stuff.
And
Exactly.
was it Craddock that had ties with Zotish?
Yes. They
So
believe
potentially.
we can get
like
two
around us,
done.
they believe that there's an alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe 2 stones, 1 bird. No.
Mm-hmm. 2 birds, 1 stone.
We get ya. We get ya.
Okay, Maeve. Let's
Well,
hit.
actually, it could be 2 stones, 1 bird, because a bird has 2 hands, which you could grab a stone each with.
I
Yes,
like the way you
we-
think.
We're the
Bird, we just
I
birds.
like the way you think.
We're the messenger, and the stones is
Yep.
the cities.
Mm.
It's metaphor. Okay.
Lovely.
I should be going in poetry.
You
after
should.
this.
Really should.
Yeah.
And as we're saying this, I'm just gonna put my belt on that has like my sheath for my sword. I'm gonna get it ready or whatnot, and we'll make sure the scarab is well on. And
I
Yeah.
guess we'll do similar stuff like.
Yeah, and as you all
make
go
it
and get
our
your equipment.
presentable.
Yeah, you go and get your equipment, make yourself look a little bit more presentable. Galoin goes downstairs to go get some breakfast and get some food for the rat. And Andros, as you're stood in the room alone, and last night you decided to attune to a new skill, allowing T'Challa or Brasta or whoever to influence their will and allow and assist you in saying the right words, coming over a little bit more charismatically, let's say. You have this slight out-of-body experience.
okay.
Where for a moment, you take a heavy breath, and then you just see this figure emerge before you. And you can see it's a Loxodon figure. It's not of an elderly woman. And it's not of your best friend, Brasta. You can see a sort of slightly younger Loxodon. And roll me a history check with advantage. Good job, you had advantage. As you
Thank the
look
Lord.
before you, and you see a relative you haven't seen in a while. This is one of your cousins. A cousin on your father's side. On Dobrin's side. And you see this cousin of yours is someone that you used to play with back in your youth.
Mm-hmm.
You remember his name to be Yazir.
Is the
And Yazir, yes. Y-A-Z-I-R.
Y-A-Z-I-R. Okay.
And as you see this younger Loxodon than you, he's definitely younger. You vaguely remember that your uncle was a little bit more interested in the arcane. And he used to go out searching for relics, and he used to go out searching for magical artifacts. But his son was similar to him and followed in his footsteps. But the upsetting news that you immediately come to is that he's obviously passed. And he's no longer alive. And as you see him, you see his eyes open as he looks towards you. Where am I?
What are you? Okay, first of all, this is
Who
weird.
the hell are you?
I'm Andros. We're cousins.
Andros?
Yeah, I'm a bit older now.
Is this room made out of stone?
Yeah.
Bricks?
Well,
You have a wooden bed?
this isn't my home. We're not in Fortis right now.
How did I get here so quick?
You
Me and Papa were walking through the deserts and... Well, we were stumbling... Oh.
Yeah. You're in my head.
How did I get there?
It's a
Did
lot.
that artifact that Papa found send me here?
Artifact? What
Wait,
artifact?
did he save me from the
Whoa,
shark
whoa, whoa,
boy?
whoa, what artifact you're talking about, first of all? Second of all, no, that's not what happened at all. You're just here because I've had this thing where I'm able to like Grandma T'Challa, you remember her?
Ah, Granny T'Challa!
Yes. She also passed, but she was the one previously in my head before you. I have this thing where I guess my dead family members or even close people of my life, they appear in my head and they appear beside me. It's my I know you think it's funny.
Oh, Andros,
Yeah.
you're such a trickster!
I
Why
wish
do you
this
do this? I remember you. You tried to trick me with the fried bamboo.
yeah.
Andros, it's been so long. Come here. And he goes to hug you and just phases through you. And he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty cool.
I'm telling you, you're gone.
Wow, I have powers now.
No, that's not what it is. You don't. I mean, for a point, yeah. You have powers, maybe.
Papa always said one day that I would become this amazing Loxodon that would study the arcane and become a wizard.
Yeah. That seems right. Is my mic?
Oh, I get it. I totally understand.
It's working. Never mind.
I have Andros. I've somehow stumbled into the ethereal plane.
No.
Yes, Andros. This is how
No.
I'm here with you now. But you can hear me.
But you're
Which
gone.
You have magic too.
You died.
I died?
Yes. You've been dead for
Oh no, friend.
a while.
Oh no.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh no. I'm not dead.
Well, what artifact were you and your dad finding?
Oh, Papa found loads of artifacts.
Okay, but which one was the last one you were going for?
Well, you see, he was trying to look into the Shardborn, because he last spoke to Dobrin, and Dobrin was saying that the Shardborn were attacking various different towns, and Dobrin had heard from a neighboring village that there was this artifact that could kind of like stop them. So me and Papa went looking for it, and we think that we stumbled across it, but we weren't sure how to activate it. But unfortunately, the Shardborn got to us. But then obviously Papa got it to work, and somehow now I'm here.
You know what? Yes, that's what happened. That is what happened. You listen. I don't know what in the world is why you're brought here by any chance. I've had T'Challa. I've had, you remember Brasa, my best friend. He was here for a bit.
The strong one?
Yeah, the strong one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say at this point, you guys like walk past Andros's room and can just hear Andros talking through the door.
The weirdest thing is I've never had one appear like actually here. Like,
that's why I'm special.
No, that makes zero sense. There's no sense to be made here.
Sometimes magic just can't be explained.
Maybe
I'm too powerful, I understand. And I get it, Andros. Maybe you're just jealous of my sorcery.
You know what? It's starting to really hit me in the head of why I think people get annoyed at me so easily when I talk. And this is probably why. I am learning a lot already from you, so I don't even... you know what?
Well, that's why I'm here.
Yep.
The gift that keeps on giving.
You're a gift, all right. Good gift. Now, if you don't mind, we have a lot of work to do. We are currently in Veritas, in Craddock. Veritas. I don't know if you ever heard of it. The other continent.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, Veritas. Different continent from Fortis. With a whole new group of friends. I have Maeve. She's a druid.
Oh, what is that on your hip?
My sword?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something I've obtained.
Is it magical?
It is actually.
Show me.
I take it out and in locks and I say charge and let the sparks go up for him.
It starts to
yeah.
spark electricity. Oh,
And I
that's
quickly
so
put it back in.
cool.
It is great. Also, actually, you might have more information than anyone else about this. And I show the scarab, the scarlet scarab.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I think I've seen one of them before.
You've heard of this item, right? I mean, you and your dad were all about the magical stuff.
Yeah, me and Papa once visited the Scarlet Sands. Is that one of Takatha's brooches?
Yes, no, it is. So listen, we have a lot we need to learn, but essentially, I put on this scarab, and Takatha herself. Takatha herself.
You see Azir float through you towards the window and just like looks out the window. There's a whole city here. Andros, we need to go explore.
We will. I just need you to right now. We just need to go get some breakfast. No, not right now. We're gonna go have some breakfast, and then we'll go. Yes, come on. Let's go get some breakfast with the others.
Yeah, I'm up for breakfast.
Yeah, if you can eat, sure. I'll walk out, and Puppy follows.
And yeah, as you walk out, Maeve and Ahad, I don't know if either of you stopped by the door or just went down.
I just peeked in for 5 seconds and then shook my head.
Yeah, I would kind of have maybe commented like, oh well, the usual, I guess.
Not a problem. And as you go down, Andros, everyone is sat around a table. Breakfast is being presented, and it's a mixture of like eggs and some sausages, some hams, as well as some like cereals and some dried foods as well, like some fruit and that sort of thing as well. So there's like a big array. It's kind of like a continental breakfast that you kind of get, but with some other little bits sprinkled in. And yeah, it gets all delivered to your plate, and you kind of just help yourselves. And yeah, you're all sat round.
Seeing the fresh fruit, I will attempt to put some in my pouch for later. Stuff it in there. Yeah. Okay.
Not a problem.
No check. Cool.
Yeah, and as you're stuffing some fruit into the pouch, Hondros, you hear in your ear, "Who are these people?"
it's my cousin, right? Because that
Yeah.
voice gives
Yeah.
me two different.
He whispers like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
quietly because he thinks the others can hear him, so he's trying to be quiet and be like, "Who are these people?"
And in my head, I'm just like, Takatha, if you can hear me and you can just take over for the next few hours, that'd be great. And then in another time in my head, I'm just,
Who's Takatha?
it's like the Scarlet Girl. She's in my
Oh
head.
God, yeah.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
also
such
in
an
my
idiot.
head.
Wait,
I
what?
can hear her voice at times. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, Takatha. Hey, you there?
She's not gonna talk to you. She doesn't even talk to
Hey.
me.
Hey, Takatha, I'm a big fan.
No, you're not. And then in my head, I'm like, so these are my friends. We're a group
Oh,
called the Iron Vortex.
well, that's a badass name.
Thank
what the
you,
hell?
thank you. We've been traveling around. We've fought
I
some
get it.
drakes.
It's like an iron whirlwind, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
as in like you tear
You
things
do
up,
a lot more
like, you lay
talking
the
than I
smack
do.
down. Wait, me? Talk?
Yes, you
No,
talk more
never.
than I do. This is really making me mad. Ah, I feel like this is karma.
Oh my God, this one's so blue. And he just like
Oh.
flies towards Arcturus.
That's Arcturus. He's the smart one. Maeve, she's from the Feywild. She can turn into
Oh.
animals. Let's see. We have Shion. She's from Quirin. They believe in slavery, so be careful of her.
Nice.
We have Erhard. I call him Apples. He was a part of the circus. And this is Galoin, probably my favorite person at the moment.
And as you look at Galoin and you'll think that Galoin's like, he good?
I'm like in my head right now, so I'm not even like
Yeah.
I'm like out of it. I'm not even paying attention.
And Galoin like, looks at the two of you and he's like,
I think he has an episode.
yeah.
So
Talking to his ghost friends.
Yeah.
at that,
Yeah.
I'll just look at Maeve, and I seem like really annoyed at the moment. Like I just
Yeah.
want things to be done.
And at this point, you like focus back into the real world, and
Mhm.
you kind of drown out his incessant ramblings that you can just hear off in
Nope.
the distance. And if this was a film, you would be having it from like your point of view of like looking at the table, and just off in the distance, you just see him like float by and like walk up to someone, and he's like right in their face, just like examining someone. And then someone walks into the tavern and he like turns around and he immediately goes to that person, because all of this is like crazy new to him. So yeah, you just see him like in your peripherals just like darting about. But yeah, carry on.
So this is gonna sound very karma-like. So T'Challa's gone, and I wish T'Challa's back at this point. I have my cousin instead. How old? Do I know how old my cousin was when he died?
You didn't know he was dead. You last saw him before your last mission.
Oh,
He was in the town, and he and his father had come to speak to your father.
oh.
You said hello, you had a meal with him, the family got round together to say hello to him, and then they went off on their separate ways into the desert. And that's the last you saw of him. So he has died within like the last, I want to say 10 years at most.
Oh, okay. And now I have my cousin, who I didn't know was dead. He's he's a very talkative person. He likes to talk more than I do.
It's a family thing.
It might be a family thing. It has to be on my dad's side. But he liked magical items. Oddly enough, he knew of an item that could destroy the Shardborn, possibly.
Oh?
Yeah,
What is this?
Would be helpful.
I'm gonna try to figure that one out. And then he also knew about the Scarlet Scarab. I'm really confused right now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
does he know about Takatha?
Yeah, he does actually. He knows about the Katha. I don't know if he knows how much information as we know. He's waited. I gotta get him later when he's probably chilled out. All of this is very new to him. He's freaking the fuck out. So it's gonna be hard to talk to him.
Baked bread?
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, I would rather have the Katha in my head telling me some creepy stuff at this point.
Well, seems like you're having fun like the rest of us.
Oh, it's great. The weird thing is, I don't know if it was this. I don't know if this has happened yet, but usually when like the last change happened from Brasa to Chala, it was like in a dream. I actually saw it in a dream instead. This time, he just appears in front of me, like ghost.
You can see him?
Yeah, I see him floating around off to the side. I don't know. This is a little new to me. I don't, because usually with like the ghost, I would have to like use that the one ability you guys have seen me use to actually have them and move with them, right? This is a little weird because it seems like they're just kind of on its own, almost like moving about more without me having to do anything.
Seems like he has a mind of his own.
I mean, they all have a mind of its own. I mean, in some way, I guess. I mean, it's more so
Maybe-
my memory of them in a sense. But
Maybe your ability is growing.
But how though? Is it? I wish we had someone who knew more about what's going on. But it's so weird because
You should ask Lakatha if she ever appears.
she hasn't talked to me in days. You know how many times I've tried to talk to her? I want to know more about what's going on more than anybody. But every time I try to talk to them, it's like I'm like on mute to Dakatha. Like she just doesn't want to hear me.
But didn't you have didn't you do something the other day with the bird?
What bird?
The bird.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hit it, but like I don't notice anything. Like, what, have you guys noticed something?
no. We're kind of like busy falling down from a griffin, but maybe you did.
No, I haven't noticed anything. I've noticed nothing weird.
You hear in your head, just for a brief second, did somebody say griffin? That's all you hear.
I didn't see anything in particular. I mean, I dealt that last lucky strike.
Have you guys seen something weird before? You guys have not.
What? No, normally you're the one with the weird stuff.
I mean, but what weird thing have you seen that I haven't seen?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe like the sinkhole and everything that we've been going
Oh
through.
no,
the last
I'm
2
okay.
weeks.
Okay, sure. Yeah, right. Okay.
I've seen you space out in a tavern with your eyes rolling backwards while apparently your ghost friend goes into a different room. You're the one with the creepy shit.
Okay, first of all, you're calling it creepy. You can literally change in animals. What I can do is nothing compared to this,
You can
okay?
see me change into
We have
animals.
someone who can literally cast a fireball at people, and I'm the creepy one? This is some, I don't know.
Okay, let's not shout about our abilities too
My
loud,
bad.
but
My bad.
yes.
Yeah. Listen, all
They
I'm
don't
saying
like
is,
magic.
yeah, all I'm saying is that I have no idea what's going on more than anybody else. Something in that Ironwood did something. Ever since then, I've had these weird things happening. I can even talk to the dead. Like
So
that
do you
guy
reckon-
Galoin killed, I could just go talk to him if I really wanted to.
Maybe you
You
should.
think you can if there's nobody?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I know where the bones are, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
And honestly, that might be the biggest clue on this. But anyway, you said you actually just said something interesting. Like ever since the Iron Woods, you reckon maybe there's a connection? Like maybe we should go back at some
Think
point.
I've been
and try and
cursed?
figure that out. I don't know.
We got rid of all the hags, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I want to know how this happened, and because I've never been able to do this, okay? I've never been able to go invisible. I've never been able to do all this
What if
shit.
What if it was Ashriel?
Well, I've been able to do it before Ashriel, so that wouldn't make any sense.
Before Ashriel? Okay.
I was able to do all this before Ashriel, so it wouldn't make any sense.
Well, you spaced out, right? In the Iron Woods, and then when you came back, you had that ability, right?
Was I charmed by them?
Well-
I didn't even see you.
There
You walked
definitely
into
were
the
like
forest,
illusions.
that was it.
Let me get this straight. So I just suddenly disappear out of the woods, and y'all just didn't think, oh, maybe we should look for him a little bit.
No,
Well,
was busy
sometimes
He
dying,
could have been killed
you
by
know?
the hags, and y'all just were like, oh, well, I guess if he's good, and y'all just married
Well-
on your cherry way.
you kind of had a habit of like disappearing once in a
Disappearing?
while and just like going elsewhere and then reappearing
Oh,
Yeah.
I am so stealthy. Whoosh.
and then we were busy with other
Listen,
things as
y'all
well.
somehow are missing a 7'10" elephant man. That's
Okay,
y'all,
so
not me. Okay, that's all on you guys.
Next time you stealth around and we can't see you, don't be mad if we can't see you. Isn't that the
It ain't
whole
my
point?
fault that you guys can't see a tall elephant man sneaking
Isn't
around.
that
Yeah, what is the
isn't that,
point?
that's like me giving out on you for me turning into animals.
Oh, I see you turning to animals most of the time. That's the issue. I actually notice you turning to animals.
No, you're giving us shit for you being good at your ability,
Oh,
which you're
here we
supposed to be
go.
good at.
Arcturus would say very calmly, remember guys, people don't like magic here,
Oh,
and everyone is shouting about turning into animals and fireballs.
my bad. You're right. You're
And
right.
then he sits back into his chair and T-poses.
My bad.
One last word though. You know, you want us to freak out when you go stealthy,
Mm-mm.
but you don't freak out whenever we do stuff.
No,
so,
I'm always
you know,
freaking out.
like-
First of all, what some of y'all can do are things I've never seen before. In my head, I just go, Yazir, you ever seen any magic?
Oh yeah, all the time. It's cool.
When?
Well, Papa knows magic.
What? Wait. Papa Kel knows magic?
No, my Papa.
Your papa? Wait, how does he know magic?
Well, how does anybody? Duh.
I've never done
But
magic
you're
before.
older than me and you don't know anything.
Wait, what magic does he know?
What do you mean? What magic does he know?
I'm asking, what magic does he know?
Well, he studied some books, he found some artifacts, he learned how to use them.
But he couldn't do magic on his own.
You mean on his own?
Okay, listen, these people, and I like kind of nudge towards like Maeve or Hard and the others at the table.
Yeah?
They
The
can
one that
cast-
you keep shouting
Yeah,
about,
yeah, yeah.
that keeps turning into
can
animals?
they
The
can-
other one that you keep going on about that has fireballs? Yeah, I heard you across the room.
Oh, my bad.
Andros.
Have you ever seen anyone else do that before?
Well, not to that extent. But you know, like, we ran in the desert, we had no water, and Papa just summoned some water for us. It was cool.
What? What? Now knowing about this.
Because you were never interested, duh.
Interested in a lot of things.
No,
Thank you very
wasn't
much.
interested. Every time me and Papa come, you were like, "Hey, Yazir, come and play with me and Brasta for a bit." And then I'd run off to you guys, and I'd be telling you all these cool stories of Papa, and you'd just all be fobbing me off, making jokes because I'm the little one.
The
But
little
when I'm
one.
not around Andros, you were the little one. Ooh,
Thanks.
Is that a... Wait. Oh, that's kind of cool. He just like wanders off again.
Can we just go to the council? I just, my head is gonna pound soon, and I wish I can fight in my head. I wish I can fight, and I point at his ear. I just want to fight him.
Should we have some kind of plan going in? You know?
What kind of plan?
Not just- not just
Can-
like
Can the first plan to not be cast any magic?
I agree.
sounds like a good plan.
Okay. Introduce yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them we're wardens of Arkenville.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them we've come with a message from Arkenville.
Step 3,
Tell
okay.
them what happened in Arkenville.
Step 4.
Then explain to them what the treaty is.
Step 5, okay.
MS3D.
And
Letter.
see what they say.
I kind of nudge Galoin to write this down.
Let's give them the letter as
You
well.
should have told me at the start.
Oh, my bad.
That's the treaty, right? Same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we'll figure out what they want from us,
Mm.
which clearly will be the serpent. So, what do we
Right.
tell them about that?
We can.
Exactly.
Well,
What's
depends.
our stance?
Listen, I think this should be a group vote. If more of us want to help out the city, we go ahead. But I'm gonna tell you what. After what happened last night, they're gonna need to give us a bit more than what they're probably gonna try to offer for what happened. Because whatever happened last night is wrong on all degrees, and they expect us to
Would
help
you
them after they
also-
do that.
I worry for Galoin if we did go on a mission, because Galoin shouldn't come with us.
Well, we can make the council protect him.
Yeah, there's also, I imagine, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's that many rats at sea.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not going with us on the boat, Galoin. I'm gonna be honest with
Usually
you.
have rats.
Yeah, a couple, but not like enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think you should stay on land, of course. And if anything, we can talk to the council and see if they would let you be in their chambers while we go deal with it on the day of. And that way, no one's gonna bother you if you're in the council chambers, and then it's easy as that, right? But I think we should bring up the fact that one of our own was attacked. You don't have to say who, though they're probably gonna notice if they study. But and we're gonna let them know if they want our help, and they want us to assist them. They better offer some pretty good stuff, because I am not gonna help out a city that decides to attack one of our own without even giving us a chance to even doing anything.
As we are already having this kind of tone, I would like to, point out a couple pointers. Let's try to be cautious with the choice of words.
Yes.
Things like "I demand" or trying to intimidate and threaten might be something not good to do in front of the king.
Yeah. Agreed.
Try to be gracious and.
Well,
the way that oh damn it. How can I forget the name?
Is Erhard also having things in his head?
maybe.
I'm having a stroke.
Is Yazir passed over?
Yazir actually is good at persuading people. Something I've noticed about him when he was young. So maybe if anything, he can give me some words if he notices anything, and he can help me out in this endeavor if I do need to speak at any point.
I got it. Like Contessa, she was always very gracious and nice when talking to people.
Yeah, well,
Try to think of her when talking.
well, she's not here, so we can't.
Yeah, I'm
ask
just
for
saying
help.
as an example how
Yeah.
to approach people that are very nobility like, and also kind of like Shion.
Let's have our decision made before we
Without the
walk in the
slavery.
chamber, so we don't look like we're, on the verge. We can always change if we need to be, right? If depending on what they say. But for the most part, who's in to help out the city against this serpent?
Well, preferably without fighting the serpent, trying to figure out
We could figure
why
out,
is
yeah.
it here. Like from what we've heard before, it sounds like the serpent is probably mad about something,
So
upset. Maybe they disturbed his lair. Maybe they, I don't know, killed its kid. I don't no clue. But try and figure it out.
the better question
Get
is who
information.
wants to help figure out the stuff with the sea serpent? Help out the city. Who is in for that? I'm still in for it.
Arcturus will raise a hand.
So me and Arcturus, Maeve.
I want to. I also think that even if we only end up figuring it out, we should still try and get a ship out for the anchor.
Yeah, of course. No. We're definitely gonna do that. Erhard?
Yeah, I'm definitely in for helping. I mean, also the town we were just in, like they clearly suffering from this, like the
Yeah.
economy and whatever is dependent on the whole seafaring business.
I will then look to Shion, and I just kind of like I already know the answer, but I'm still giving her a chance to make her opinion out there, and I'll just be like, "Do you want to help out the city or not?"
Shion will respond, as Shion does with a Shion voice, because I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
She shows disdain to fighting the serpent.
Well, Galoin?
Yeah, but what can I do?
Galoin, that doesn't matter. You're a part of this group. You make decisions with us.
Well, yeah, I always want to help.
Thank you, Galoin. No matter what, you always have a say in our conversations. You don't have to act like because you're not helping us out in the current endeavor that you can't put in any information. You are our guide, Galoin.
Whoa. I'd just like to say, if we're on land, I can hold my own.
You can
a
hold your
little.
own. We've seen it.
You can.
You are
You know?
also our guide, and that has as much, if not even more, of responsibility and more of a standing in this group than a lot of us. So
Oh, I'm fully aware.
don't
He smiles.
don't put yourself down to lower levels than us just because you're not a fighter of the group, okay? Don't ever think that of yourself. So that is 6 on 1.
Oh, that to the other guy.
True. Well, he's dead, so we can't. So it's 6 on 1. So I think majority rules here, and we're gonna try to at least, we'll hear what they say. If anything comes off that really puts us away, and we need to step back and talk about it, we have to make that known, okay? Like, again, this is not like the set in stone decision. This is just our initial decision. So if everything they say makes sense, everything that says we agree with, we go with it. We sit here and we're like, okay, we understand. Now, if there's something they say that just kind of throws us off, then one of us just needs to be like, can you give us a moment to talk to the group? Boom, that's all it is. You don't have to even tell us up front, just say it, right? Just say, hey, can you give us a moment to talk it out amongst ourselves? Right? That way we're not saying it in front of them, and that way they can't, because we don't want them to understand our full cards here, okay? We're just trying to, we want to have the advantage in this conversation, and we do. No offense, Gloin, I'm not trying to use what happened to you last night as like the advantage here, but what happened to Gloin basically puts things in our favor. Because we can throw that out at them. We can throw this at them. And by
Right,
look,
but that doesn't mean that they're responsible.
no, it doesn't. But this is their city, and anything that happens within their city technically means they're responsible for. It is their city, after all. They're the ones who govern it, which means they are pretty much in charge. And
Yeah, but maybe people were freaked out.
No,
You know, and they
well,
reacted.
But-
again, we're in the
but
council
Arkan-
chambers.
Arkanvale wasn't responsible for what the Crooked Clasp did.
Yeah, but even then, even if they are not, they have to be responsible for them to be able to understand that it's their city and things that happen in the city is, in a way, it falls on them, right? Because they're the ones who step up. They're the ones who take charge of the city. They understand these things that's going on within the city, right? It's like, for example, let's say, I don't know, something happened to Socks. Let's say Socks, disappears or something, right? It wasn't your fault that Socks disappears, but still, Socks is essentially like your friend, right? So when you feel somewhat of responsibility for that, since it is your friend, it's like if I lost my sword. It's the same premise, right? So I'm not saying that we're gonna hold them accountable, or we're gonna throw it at them as if their fault, but it gives us some leverage in this
Let's
conversation.
try not lead with that.
No, we're not gonna lead with it, but we can use it. It is something we can use.
Do we just go?
Yeah, we can
Let's
go.
Do we also all want to speak, or shall we let one person take the reins as we enter?
It depends. I don't think any of us should be afraid to step out and speak.
I agree, but the introduction,
The introduction,
hellos,
yes.
the treaties. Do we want maybe Erhard? 'Cause he has it
Erhard
all?
has the best, he's the more
Yeah,
talky one, and I agree with that. I think Erhard should lead it. At least the initial
well-
introductions and stuff.
Yeah, I can try.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit nervous around nobility and such, but sure, let's.
Ready, I am
You'll be
Vortex.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. If
Yeah.
anything,
These guys don't stop
Little bit
Drakes, we
respect.
stop Drakes. So who are they gonna,
And we're the wardens of Arkanvale.
Yeah. We even
Right.
stopped a lot of things. Yeah, let's go.
He scoots from his seat and jumps down because it's a tall stool. He starts walking towards the door, holding his rucksack. He checks
Oh.
on little Jasper.
I'll walk right behind Galoin.
Mhm.
So if anyone tries to give him some looks or something, all they see past him is a huge person that's with him. And in my head I just go, Azir, follow along, please.
Oh yeah, where are we going?
We're going to the council room. We have business there.
Oh,
Yep.
council?
Yep, just come on. Just don't talk. Just come with us. You're grounded from talking.
What is the? Wait, what?
Yeah, you're grounded.
And then that's as you guys walk out. Yeah. And as you guys begin to walk down the roadside, I would like everyone to roll me a perception check, please.
Oh my god.
Wow.
As you all begin
Fail miserably.
walking through the streets. Jesus Christ, guys. You hear... Nope. You hear the odd whisper. and Maeve, with the only one that succeeds on hearing anything as you travel through the streets. Maeve, you hear one woman as she's talking to another lady outside of a homestead, and she's like, Did you hear that last night? It sounded like the howls of a banshee or something. There was a terrible shriek in the streets. I do not know what it could have been, but, well, we've had those monster problems in the past. Oh, I do hope that Javier Kitestone returns from his trip. And that's the only thing you catch from the people gossiping in the streets.
Okay.
And I will
Nice.
drag you over to the city map.
Yay!
Fancy.
As here we have the city map, and you can see where your little token is. It's the
My lord.
it's the old logo token because I haven't updated that since we last used it. Yeah, and you guys are all the way over here. I'm pinging it for you if you want to zoom in a little bit. Pinging it here. Where are you guys going?
Central? I would think that would
I
be
guess
good
I
to
will-
go.
Can we just look for, I don't know, a guard of sorts
Yeah,
and
of course
just
you can.
ask for directions?
So what do you say? You see a guard, a half-orc guard before you, who's just patrolling the streets.
Hello, good sir.
Hello there.
We came here as spokespersons of Arkenvale. We wanted to talk to the king about some business.
Sorry. You want to talk to the king?
Yes.
I
Can you give us directions to chambers, council chambers or something?
Wait, you're deadly serious.
Yes, we are serious. We just killed a rock coming here, helped out some knights that were chasing him. Hello?
You're gonna need to roll me a persuasion check, as he's just like looking at you like, you killed a rock.
I will get a lucky on that.
Sure, go for it.
as this conversation's happening, I just look to
Yep.
Maeve and like I just whisper to
16.
Maeve. So this is how this conversation is gonna go. We're gonna get nowhere, by the way.
You know, you thought you were the one that suggested that.
I know, but I thought he was better than this. He's a performer.
And as you two say this,
Like bananas. I mean apples.
as you two say this, yeah, the
Bananas.
guard says, "Oh right, well, by all means, would you like me to escort you to the, the king's court?"
Can I roll insight, see if he's actually gonna lead us there?
Sure.
Yes, if you will. Would be very helpful if you could guide us, the wardens
well.
of Arkenvale.
Well, spokesmen and ladies of Orantis and Arkenvale, follow me. And he begins leading you off. Andras, the guy seems a little hard to read. He's got a very blunt exterior. He doesn't
Yeah.
really reveal too much. And he begins leading you.
Hmm.
You guys end up walking and walking and walking until about half an hour later of walking through the city, taking main street roads. He ends up taking you, and you would know from the directions that you go, he takes you back towards the main gate. Then he takes you down diagonally towards the southwest, then all the way south, and then west, and then north,
Would
and
I
then
know
northwest.
Yeah, we would
as
pick
an
up on this, right?
outlander That he,
Yeah.
yeah. Would
I just kind of branch off to like a random citizen. Hey, you.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey.
yes, there.
Hey, hello. My name's Andros. I want to know if
With a
there's any
pleasure.
way you can show me the way, or just tell me the directions to where the council building is, the King's building. I have business there.
The King's Courts.
Yes.
They're just over the rooftops.
Over the rooftops, okay?
It's probably like a 5 or so minute walk. You'll have to go through some back alleys
Yeah.
from here, though. But yes, if you just head that direction, yes. The name's Jimmoth, by the way.
Dimmoth,
Pleasure.
nice to meet you. I will
Yes.
roll insight, see if they're actually telling me the truth.
Sure. And this guy's like a human. He's in his like 50s, late
Yeah.
50s, and you don't see why
Don't-
he'd lie.
Okay, I'll just go and like tap on my, the rest of the party. Hey, this way. And I just start like walking away from where the guard's probably heading at this point. It's walking
Sure.
the direction the
just-
guy showed me.
Do you all
Can
go?
we just stealthily go the other direction? I don't
You
want
could-
that guard
yeah.
to notice.
Yeah, he's. You get the sense at this point he's just on patrol, and he decided to make you guys tag along with him and walk around the city a little bit. But he has definitely led you closer to the chambers, as you guys are now over this direction. As he has started making you walk towards it, and the direction he's pointed towards is this way.
Okay.
Since
So
Since he
you
kind
are
of-
closer. Yeah.
since he kind of gave us a tour of the city anyway, is there anything in particular that stuck out? Any like shop signs, any squares, places,
Yeah, I would say
crowds
the
of
things
people?
the things that you did pass by, you passed by a blacksmith's. Didn't have any branding or naming on the front, but you could tell from the fact that there was the clanging of an anvil, where clearly he was working some metal. You also passed by a place called the Emerald Library, which was this big building here. And this seemed to be some sort of grand hall library-esque place where people could freely go in and out to research things. You also passed an artist's guild, which had many sculptures, paintings, and pottery and such, which was over here as well. But besides that, they are the only things. Oh, and this little building here you would have passed by, which appeared to be some sort of guard barracks. But they're all the things that you passed by that you got close enough to actually see what it was. But yeah, there you go.
Thanks.
Okay. And I'll just keep leading the party in the direction they told me. I'm guessing I can start seeing like the big building and like the walls.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna predict that's where we're going. I'm just gonna start leading that way to that building, of
Sure.
course.
It takes like 5 minutes
Mhm.
from where you are, going through a few of the back alleys to get there, and eventually you guys do arrive at this very large, grandiose building. And this building is around about 4 stories high, with these beautiful cerulean blue and azure blue tiles across the top, with various chimneys with golden filigree all across the roofing. There is various different sculptures adorning the front of the building of primarily griffins, which happens to be the house crest of King Julius Appleton. And as you approach, you can see that there are these large white painted metal gates that go fencing that goes all the way around, with this large white gate at the front. And in front of that gate, you see 2 guardsmen, full plate armor, helmets, wearing white and golden armor. And behind them and behind this fence, you can see this like hedge maze and various hedges and all different wild exotic plant life in the gardens surrounding this huge 4-story, almost cathedral-like looking building.
Okay.
And yeah, it is luxurious. From the outside, you can also see the windows, all on the front of the building, are all stained glass. And all of them depict various different historical moments, you would imagine, throughout Credonian history. One of which you all noticed, because you recently encountered one, which you see the very prominent silhouette of Killica Ravenson, which was the herbalist and apothecary that helped save Craddock from a plague hundreds of years ago. And you can see him in the green robes, similar to those robes that you saw in the Ravenson's Tower. And you can see him holding what looks to be like vials up and like a basket of like plant life and stuff coming out of it. And it is beautiful. Some of these stained glasses are absolutely fantastic. And I would actually say Another one that you do notice, which is a little smaller than the rest, but it is still there in prominence. You see a humanoid male wearing gold and black plate armor with a flowing cape with a blade up into the sky, and behind him, like the corpse of a dragon. And as you look upon this, you realize that this is for Javier Kitestone, which is
Figured.
probably a much more recent event. But yeah, that's what you see.
Is there any guards outside currently? Like someone guarding the gate, the main gate into the...
Yeah, there's
Okay.
2 guards in the white and golden armor stood outside the gates.
I'll just walk up to one of them and just kind of, you know, very... try to present myself a little more professional as I walk up to them and just go, hello, how are you guys doing today? I'm
there.
Hello, I'm Andros, member of the Iron Vortex. I'm sure someone might have told you guys that we were supposed to be here today.
Yes, I believe we were expecting an Iron Vortex.
Yes.
Wardens of Arkenvale, I
Warden of
believe. Is that
Arkenvale,
correct?
yes. Do you need to see...
Yes,
You need to see any
if you
proof?
have anything.
Okay, and I
Yes,
just look at her
exactly.
hard. Can I see one of the treaties, please? That's signed by Arkenvale itself.
I pull out one of the treaties.
Um,
That, or rather, the treaty meant.
Yeah.
for-
Yeah. Well, then,
I'll hand
he
it to
puts
them.
out a hand.
I'll hand it to them.
Yeah, and he takes a look at it. Yes, I do see this is the royal seal. Very well, and he passes it back to you.
Thank you. And also, there's a half orc guard walking around here. He decided that instead of bringing us directly here to just kind of make us follow him around the city, that we're on a very professional business. I don't know if there's anything you guys can do about that, but that was very unprofessional. You know,
Did
for
you
a
happen to
city.
catch his name?
No, sadly not. I mean, if there's nothing you can do, it's fine. But I just want to let you know that this is happening. If there's something you
As
maybe
you can
let me know.
imagine, there are quite a few half orcs and orcs
Oh
within
yes,
cities.
I figured.
Let me just go and find one of my superiors, and he'll escort you with inside.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And he just says, wait there a moment. And
Yep.
he walks into the gate and walks up the stairs into this cathedral-like building.
I'll just
And
hand the
you
treaty
guys
back.
are just stood outside. You have a moment to discuss between yourselves.
I'll hand the treaty back there hard. And yeah, I just kind of, I'm gonna kind of roll perception on the building and just see if like, there's anyone watching us from inside the building. Maybe there's anyone that's watching us from like outside as well. Things of that nature.
Go for it.
What is
going- Your third 10 in a row, not a problem. Which
Holy
means you. Okay, so with that, you get the feeling there are eyes on you. There is a guard directly in front of you, in front of the gate, and you can also see just through some of the hedges and the exotic plant life, you can see a couple of guardsmen like wandering around, one of which has walked up to the edge of the hedge and just is standing slightly off from the path, just making sure nothing goes down. Like he's not making his presence known, but he's also making sure he's keeping an eye in case, because there's only one guard on the gate at this point. And you're kind of near a housing estate. And you can see that as you stood in front of this gate, there are people, like children looking through windows, like in amazement, like these people trying to gain access. And there's a couple of people on the streets, like leaning up against walls. They're just kind of eyeing you up to see if you're actually allowed in, because they've never seen you guys before. This is kind of cool.
So,
like, who are these people?
While the kids are watching, I'll just like take out my little thing of water. I'll take a drink and I'll just kind of blow it out of my trunk and like as like a sprinkler almost to see if I can you know maybe cause them laughter or whatnot.
Yeah, and as you do that, roll me a performance check. I'll say with advantage.
Great. Hopefully it's just
'Cause
not a
it's
10.
for the intent is for the children. Nice, 18. Yeah, the children are like clapping and cheering, and then you see one grab a cup of water, and he puts it in his mouth and just like spits it over his sister, and then the two start like fighting and they go out of sight. But yeah, you definitely get the sense that there was some enjoyment had by that
Okay.
one, for sure.
Cool. And I'll just go back to standing there waiting.
Yeah, and anyone else?
I
Yeah,
rolled
from-
a nature check. I would be extremely intrigued by this exotic plant life that I can peek and see sticking out.
Sure. Roll me a nature check.
You
I
already-
will say
I
a dis.
did.
She did
Already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, just straight
Yeah,
17s.
17.
Oh,
Double
there you go.
17, doesn't matter.
Double 17, you beat me to it. Yeah, and as you peer through, there are some plant life you have never seen before. You don't know what they are. You have no idea, but some of them are beautiful. And like there are the obvious, like there are like very exotic colored lilies. there are these orange lilies which seem to have like little yellow specks upon them. And you can see that as the sunlight glistens on them, the spots seem to shine as if like a metallic in color. You can see that there is like a big Venus flytrap in this garden, and a guard walks past it, and you like expect it to go for him, but it just doesn't. It just like stays shut. And then as he walks past, it opens, and within you see another plant living within inside the Venus flytrap, and it looks like the most like elegant, prettiest, like purple and blue plant. But every time someone comes near it, it like closes like a clam. It's almost like a plant life clam, and it protects the plant inside. And yeah, there is just like wild. Clearly, this king, maybe they are gifts and they've been planted in his exotic garden, or they are Credonian plants.
Yeah, I'm just
but-
fascinated. And
Yeah.
It's like a deep breath of like, nature.
I like to think you see it and you like get closer and closer to the gate where like your hands are on it and like your head's just like looking through, and the
Yeah.
guard like looks at you and goes to stop you but realizes you're just admiring the beauty,
Yeah.
and then he just
And like socks is on my
yeah.
head as well. It's like,
yeah, he just allows you. Yeah, Socks like tries to go for him and you like have to stop him a little bit. He gets very excited, but you grab a couple of the hedge leaves and he seems entertained by that for now. Ahad.
Yeah, for me, I just wanted to make sure, like, I don't know. I'm just standing there kind of and kind of interacting with Olaf, who's like kind of peeking out of my robes, just, yeah.
Yeah, and as
keeping
you're doing that,
busy, just waiting.
Galoin is stood next to you, Ahad, just like looking up because the building's so much bigger for him. He's just like looking up at it and he's just like, whoa.
Do you want to get a better view, Galoin?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's not draw attention to me.
You're not gonna. No one's gonna. Why would people draw attention to you?
And he like moves a bit of his hair and shows you his eye.
You're
and then puts it
fine,
back again.
Galoin. You're fine.
It's fine. It's okay. I think we're going in.
Oh, really?
Well, I hope so.
Oh, well,
Should be
it's gonna be a
fine.
great. This is great, right? This is what you want. You want to go in and see?
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, at this, you see a knight with his helmet in his arm walking down the steps with the same knight that you saw a moment ago. And this gentleman, he looks a little younger. He's got like curtains, like almost like a bob cut with curtains, and you can see a scar across his cheek. And he has like a small little pencil mustache. He looks to be in his like early 20s, maybe like 25-ish. And as he steps down the steps before you, he looks up and he says, greetings, Iron Vortex, I presume.
That is us.
Well, it is certainly a pleasure. Terribly sorry for the wait. Please do follow me in. Welcome to the King's Court.
Thank you.
And the gates open for you, and as you guys step through, let me change some music for you. And as you guys step through, you are met with these gigantic iron doors with this embellished griffin's head on the front of the door, and where the two handles of the door are is where like the beak comes to an end, and literally you open it up and it looks like the beak of the griffin opens for you to come in. And as you step in, you see this enormous 12-foot high ceilinged glorious marble floored hallway with this very exuberant purple runner of a rug that goes all the way through the middle, kind of like a red carpet, but with like golden edging towards the sides. And as you step through, you start to see these gilt-framed oil paintings of various scenes of the city. You see the docks, you see the gates, the cathedral building itself, the King's Court. You also see a oil painting of Killiker Ravenson giving medicines out from the back of a cart to the various townsfolk. You see another of the king himself, an older man sat on a throne addressing to the people of his court. And you see all these different oil paintings of these various magnificent scenes. And as you walk down this corridor, you go past lounges and quarters and various different rooms, many of which shut off, but some slightly ajar for you to see. And there is no expense spared here. There is a gigantic chandelier, like every 20 feet that you walk through this. There's this massive chandelier above you, all lit up, looking absolutely fantastic. And as you're walking through, and some of you are in awe of these exuberant items around you, the gentleman turns back and says, "The name's Oliver Windrun. If you ever do need anything in town, by all means, do come and find me. I may be able to assist. So Arantis,
Yeah,
that's rather a long way.
it is.
May I ask how you traveled here?
Well, we took griffins and we flew here. We flew here with griffins.
You flew here. Well, the Griffin's Post is
Yeah.
fabulous. It is fantastic.
We were attacked by a rock on the way though, and we helped your guys.
The Larunian Knights.
Yeah.
Yes, they have informed us of a rock attack on some civilians traveling from from Zoldin, I believe.
Yeah, that's where we came from.
Well, they did say that the civilians were able to dispatch the rock before you arrived. That doesn't make you civilians then, does it? So
No.
clearly you are capable.
We very capable group here.
Well, it's good to see that people of that sort of practicality are within our halls.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the nice gesture.
There's a reason why we were named wardens in Arkham Vale.
Obviously. Some of these dignitaries that come from other realms quite often send just a spokesperson with a few hired guard, but it's good to see that the people sending this one have been sent.
This should tell you it's a very serious matter why we're here. Hopefully you're...
We have been informed. We do, in fact, have a little info of our own, but I will let the King's Court inform you of that.
Thank you.
And yeah, you walk a little bit longer, and this hallway is long. It's very long, and you can see up ahead there is this these two staircases that go round and up to like another doorway, and below it you can see a couple of guardsmen and like a desk, and there seems to be people filing paperwork, almost as if it's like an area in which you would go to and wait for the King's Court. And as you start to approach it, he says, "Oh, and I would just like to apologize. The city hasn't always been like this, as it is now. It's usually so full of life, with folks trading and traveling about. But what with, as you know, the serpents attacking, the ships, the city has fallen into a great depression. The economy has halted, trade has stopped, and many folks are living lives that are hanging by a thread. So I do apologize if you have had any, ill experiences."
People do seem on edge.
Can I roll insight to see if maybe he knows something that he's just not telling us?
Sure. You
Yeah,
get...
roll good today.
He just told you that he knew something about the attacks. So you would assume, yeah, there's probably a few things he isn't revealing to you. Maybe he wants you to wait till the King's Court.
Okay.
He'll let the people of the town, the city, speak for themselves, as opposed to him.
I just want to get a good
And,
roll.
Yeah, and as you continue walking on, just before you get to the steps, he says, "Oh, and as you are out of towners, I'd just like to warn you, people within Craddock, many folk here, don't take kindly to the use of magic. If you do have magic, that is absolutely fine. You're not from here. It's okay to have those magics. I would just maybe don't use them, especially in these circumstances within this hall."
Right. Oh, we're tracking that.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the warning.
Thank you.
And yeah, he walks up the stairs to this massive oaken door with the same embellishing, but this time carved into the wood of the griffin's head. And the mouth is open on the griffin. And as the doors begin to open, these two guards push the large oaken door open, and you can see that this time on top of the griffin you see a crown, and then around the griffin you can see what looks to be like a ring of desks all the way around that is carved onto this huge door. And as the door opens, you see this amazing hallway that just leads on into what looks like a gigantic, maybe 25-foot high ceilinged chamber. And this is clearly where the King's Court reside. And just before you walk in, Oliver looks to you all and says, "Don't be shy. Ask for Oliver. I'll do my best to help you out. Oh, and good luck."
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And yeah, he gestures for you to go in. And as you guys begin venturing in, you can zoom in a little bit so that the chat can see everything that's going on in here, and then just get you guys at the bottom. Yeah, that'll do. Perfect. And yeah, as you begin to enter, you see these lit braziers all along the walkway, and besides them, two guards. They're in this one chamber. There's like 20 armed personnel just ready in case some things go down. And there is a set of steps that go down to an area where there are rows of desks. And you reckon that this King's Court can seat probably 60 different individuals from all over, from different towns, different regions. And there are various nobles and dignitaries sat on these seats. But as you begin approaching, you see a raised stand where you are gestured towards. And as you step up onto this raised stand, you see the weighing scales beneath carved into the black marble onto the floor, and this railing with golden decor all around it. And as you step up to it, you feel the gravity of what's going on right now. As you look before you, and you see 9 individuals sat on a higher platform than all of you, 8 individuals sat on a higher platform above all of you, and then some more steps that go to a throne with a very old king wearing a crown. And as you all step up, you see this gentleman here. I'll just ping him for you so you can see which one it is. He steps up as the rest are all seated, and as he stands, he looks down towards you all, and he says, "Greetings, Iron Vortex. I am Benson Ackleton. I am King's Guard to King Julius Ackleton himself. It is a pleasure to finally meet you all. We heard of your arrival late in the evening. However, we understand that the travel and the rock attack that you encountered must have made you weary and tired. Thank you for attending the King's Court at this time. We are pleased to have you within our halls." And as he sits down, you see King Julius Ackleton slowly rise, and you can see that he's a humanoid man. So was the gentleman before. A humanoid man. He has a big bushy white beard. He wears black and golden robes that flow elegantly around him, and you can see that there is golden jewelry with a griffin's head on his chest. You can see another piece of jewelry which is very distinct around his neck, which has a singular key upon it. And he is wearing this golden crown with the tips, you can see, have diamonds encrusted into the crown. And as he stands up, he says, "Thank you for attending the King's Court. Please, tell us why you're here." And he sits back down. You can see very warily he sits down and he reclines back into the chair.
I just look at her hard.
Yes, King
I would just
Julius.
say I would bow before we do anything.
Yeah, I think Shion would probably take the appropriate bowing to royalty as well. Curtsy she would probably go for.
Andros doesn't, because he's never done that before in his life, so he doesn't know about bowing stuff. He just
Galoin copies whatever anyone else does, so Galoin will just go, if Maeve goes for a bow, Galoin goes for a bow.
Andros standing there just awkwardly looking at everybody like, what the heck is going on here?
I would dig into Andros, like, "Oh,
Why are we doing?" And Andros will just listen. He'll give a small bow, just a head nod, a head little bow, and then just look really confused at the moment.
take the stage.
Yeah. I kind of take off my hat and just swirl it and bow down, and then as I come back up, my name is Erhard Weidestaff. Today I speak for my companions, the Wardens of Arkenvale, also known as the Iron Vortex. We come here on urgent matter of the Council of Arkenvale. We've been tasked to talk to the allies of old to renew alliances, because there has been a major threat that attacked Arkenvale, and it seems to potentially threaten the rest of the continent.
And therefore, I assume they have presented you with the treaties that were once written.
Yes, and they've given us letters to introduce that matter, and I pull it out of the
Yeah, and as
bag of emptiness.
you pull out the the treaty, one of the guardsmen walks up behind you all, and he's just like, he like leaves out a hand. He doesn't say anything, but he presents a hand. You pass it to him.
I hand it over. Yes.
A very awkward 15-20 seconds pass as he walks around, as there's this silence of just his footsteps on the marble floor, as he walks all the way around, walks up the steps, round to King Julius, and presents him the treaties. But as he goes to present King Julius the treaties, the gentleman that introduced himself as Benson steps up and takes the treaty from him. And you see he inspects it for a second, just to make sure. You get the sense, traps, anything along those lines to maybe try and assassinate the king. And he looks over it for a while, and you see a dwarven gentleman step up beside him, and the two are conversing, and then the dwarven gentleman just pops the top, and then they unfurl the notes, and they both begin to read it. They make sure that it's all okay, and then they walk around together to King Julius Appleton, and they begin showing him the manuscripts and the letter. And as they are all talking, there is just this awkward silence.
I give an awkward cough as like the whole exchange between them times. Let's go.
Yeah, and you see these two over there, and as you cough, you see this lady here. She stands up, and she says, "Greetings do be upon you all. I am Amelia Appleton, Princess of Credonia. I have to ask, how is the city coping after the attack? Are things getting back to normal? Are they managing to suffice in the rebuild and the replenishment that they would need to clearly do?"
Well, sounds like you also already have information on the attack, or like, do you know the scale of the attack? Have you heard anything?
And
Because
she goes.
It's been a very large brunt on the city, but they are rebuilding.
You see her go to speak as this woman steps up over here. And you can see she's an older lady. She has like graying platinum blonde hair tied back into a bun behind her. And as she steps up wearing very regal clothes with loads of furs, she says, "Lady Versent Claude, I am the master of information upon Credonia, and I have had my scouts inform me that we have seen some of the assailants that have attacked your good city. Some of the winged drakes have flown over the wildlands and roosted upon our Credonian lands. They were drove off back towards the jagged peaks, but maybe 4 or 5 days ago."
At this point, Andros steps forward, and he just goes more into detail about the attack. Listen, the attack was by winged drakes, of course, with riders. They seemed very. It didn't seem very focused. It seemed more spread out. The attack wasn't necessarily. It didn't seem well organized. if that makes sense. The attacks seem to be happening in different areas of Arkenvale. They did have an objective. For that objective, we're not entirely still sure on the matter, but there was an objective to the attack. We just don't know who. We tried talking, tried to take some prisoners, and try to get any information, and what we got wasn't very much. They just kind of went into the details. I'm telling you now. They attacked the city. They're looking. It just seemed to happen in very different areas of the city. It didn't seem very organized, as in a controlled attack. It just seemed very random, if that makes sense.
And Lady Versant says to you, so you believe that their agenda was not to attack the city, it was to do something else?
The attack on the city, it seemed that they were, for lack of better terms, it seemed they were attacking us in order, because they thought I think they believed we had something. To what, I do not know. I wish I had more answers to tell you today. The attack it just seemed to be very, as if they were acting on emotions more than actual knowledge.
There seemed to be some revenge-driven mission in this, as people that were attacking the council were saying that we had done this to them as Arkenvale.
And she sits back down again as you say this, and King Julius Ackleton raises a hand. I believe I may know of why they attacked you. A long time ago, when I was just a young boy, I had heard stories of the Credonians and the people of Arantis banding together to create a tunnel through the jagged peaks. I heard rumor that upon its creation, many folk that lived atop the mountainsides perished and passed, although some did in fact survive. If this was an attack on your city of Arkenvale, then we too are at risk. And I believe that a united front would be a good thing. And before he can go to say anything else, you see this young man here stand up, and he says, "But grandfather, if we unite once more, they will take what they want from us, as they did long ago." Now, Alexander, do not speak out of line. I have taught you how to act at court. Your father was incapable of doing so, but I was. Now respect those that come to us in a time of need. Grandfather, you don't understand. If we unite once more, they will pull us into a war that we have nothing to do with. Alexander, silence. And you see the young boy sit back down, and the guy next to him, puts a hand on his shoulder to, pull him down. And the guy then stands up. And as he does, you see him say, "We are currently awaiting the return of Javier Kitestone, the champion of Ilfaldor. Unfortunately, he has been sent away on dignitary matters. We are expecting his return within the week or so, and when he returns, we'll make sure that he and his men have an investigation upon these winged, draconic beings."
He was in Sardonis?
And a gentleman at the other side of the room, the dwarven gentleman, looks up and says, "And how do you know that?"
We travel quite a bit. Again, we're wardens of Arkenvale. We travel quite a bit. We deal with a lot of different things, and we try to help everywhere we can. We helped with the Arentol, the mines of the underground of Arentol. Our group were the ones that actually cleared that out. And we were nearby, and we just got information. I mean, that's all it is.
We're not quite sure what this mines of Arentol is, but
okay.
Sardonis itself, you ventured there recently, have you?
Yeah.
It's somewhat
There was
recent.
Arentol is a city where there was a huge collapse.
Right.
in the city center, and there was an issue, and Sardonis was tasked, or the current placeholder of Sardonis was tasked with looking after that area in particular as well. So we also went in to inquire why they didn't deal with the problem, and that's why we were also in Sardonis.
Essentially, what happened was we were accompanying a man by the name of Yusuf. He was at the ball, and we accompanied him to the event. The king was found. The king of Sardonis was found for something. He was arrested and taken out of power. That's how we knew we were there.
Lord Taff was arrested.
Yes, he was arrested on the terms of, if I remember correctly, he had Shardborn in his city. He was trying to build
At the
Shardborn.
mention of Shardborn, you just start to hear whispers from behind you of the nobles and dignitaries that are here for this. And you just hear like, Shardborn. Wait, did he just say Shardborn?
I would
Oh
know.
my God.
I would know that they were Shardborn, as I am from Fortis and I've seen them face to face. So that's, if you need any credible source, I'm from there.
How interesting. Kingsley Taff tied into the workings of the Shardborn, as are the Imperium of Fortis, and yet a Fortesian stands before us.
Is that an issue to be from?
Not at all,
Okay.
but it's just fitting that all of the pieces start to tie into one another. Kingsley Taff requested my presence at his ball for his name day, but you see me. I am in no fit state to be gallivanting about, drinking my share and dancing with the lords and ladies of Herantis. Taff was not always a good man, but he had connections in the correct places. Thank you for bringing this information toward me.
Oh, no problem, of course.
You are telling me, and this is Alexander speaking once again, that Kingsley Taff, Lord Taff, was arrested to do with Shardborn? I have never heard enough, Alexander! Not another word from you, or you'll be dismissed from this court until I see fit that you can return. And you just see the whole of the council go quiet, and there's this like the king's like authority steps in, and you just feel this like chill in the air. As to break the ice once more, you do see one of the other gentlemen, the dwarven man once again, and he stands here. I beg your pardon, I didn't introduce myself. Kragama Junidad. I am the master of trade, you see, and as much as we would love to help Herantis in this time, providing all sorts of materials and other things to get them up and running again, we have a slight problem. You may have already heard of it. Big serpent in the bay.
The
Our
serpent.
ships can't get there.
Yes, about
Right.
that. We've done some looking into it on our hand. We've actually got a willing captain to man a ship. To hear me out. For the
As you say, a willing captain, all of them go, there's a captain willing to sail. And like you start to hear, and then you go, hear me out, and they all kind of like stop. The only one that doesn't bicker is Julius, as he seems intent on the combo.
So we were currently in the city before this. I can't remember the name for the life of me. We were at a place, and I met a guy by the name of the Anchor. He's a captain. His ship was, I'm certain, was destroyed by this serpent in the past. He's a man who wants to take it down, and we are willing to give some assistance to this problem of yours, being wardens from Arkenvale. But with that being said, we would like to hear what the council may do to maybe assist us in this endeavor, and see if we can come to some sort of agreement and on the same page alignment.
You see the dwarf go to speak, and as he goes to say something, King Julius raises a hand, and as he raises that hand, he says, "You are indeed very brave to even offer assistance in this matter. You are not from here, and I do not expect any one of you to put your lives at risk for us. However, we are in a time of need, and if those, even Fortesian, are willing, then you have my thanks and gratitude. You have no alliances, no ties to us. Thank you."
There's a bigger thing at stake than any of what's going on in these other cities. If there is some way to help at least save people in some sort of aspect, even with the drakes, or even get even some sort of help with the drakes, we're willing to talk and help in need. But with that being said, you're right, we have no ties, we have no alignment here, which is why it's important that we maybe get on the same page, see what the city is willing to help us in terms of standing to this drake. Again, we can't guarantee we'll have it handled or even beat it in the slightest, but we're at least offering to give it a chance if the city is willing to work with us and give us some sort of assistance. We found you a captain.
To be clear on that, or add to that, is we don't have a ship. All we have is a captain. We don't have a crew.
Exactly.
And also, we are always willing to help in averting a crisis, and clearly this is crippling your city and potentially your whole kingdom, and we're just trying to find out how we can help, and in the sense of maybe even not have any more bloodshed, but to figure out where did this serpent come from. You must clearly know maybe what happened.
One of the gentlemen stands up, and it's the one sat next to Alexander at this point, the one that forced him down to his seat. And as he steps up, you see these blonde flowing locks to the shoulders and this blue and white robe with the white furs all around, and this chain around his neck, which looks like the symbol of an anchor, a golden anchor on his chest. And he says, "The name is Lord Orasis Vespin. I am the master of ships. If you are happy to assist the city, we'll provide you a ship, no problem. The issue that you have is finding a crew willing to sail once more. Many of the sailors of this city have given up even the thought of it. If maybe you could go down to the docks and speak to some of the people within the taverns, find a way to rally the sailors back to helping us achieve this goal, then I am more than willing to lend you a ship, even if you would not return with it. If it were to be destroyed in battle, but you managed to achieve the job, I would be more than happy to sacrifice a ship for that."
With that,
And as he sits down, the gentleman beside him stands up, and he says, let me just grab the right one. "Sir Tilson Vonderbad, Master of Coin. Once the threat has been dealt with, look, we'll provide you with any assistance you need. We'll give you the hefty reward. We're currently trying to get people rallied up. 10,000 gold pieces to whatever crew can defeat this serpent. We will also assist with wealth and coin to buy the necessary supplies to get Arantis back on its feet. We were once a united land, and I believe we should be again."
With that being said, you said you're willing to provide us with any assistance we need. I can't help but notice you have a great group of flying fighters out there. The can't remember the name.
One of the gentlemen stands, and he says, "Yes, the Larunian aerial cavalry. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the fact. The Larunian Knights, they go by."
I can't help but think that some assistance from the sky would not only help our chances, but I mean, if you think about it, we can maybe put some, they can even just, I don't know, throw down some arrows or whatever the assistance may be. I mean, that would be great help if you guys can provide us some of that.
The problem is, you see, the name. The name is Tolson Twiller. You see, the problem with the Larunian Knights is they patrol many of the Zotician mountains. A lot of the rocks and other, creatures that are preyed upon in these realms. The hunters lurk there, and we have to keep them at bay with the Larunian Knights. Hence why you encountered the rock across the water, as it had escaped from the Zotician mountains.
We don't need many. I mean, if by all means, two or three would be just perfectly enough.
I'm sure we could spare 2 or 3.
Okay.
What do you think, Julius? And he nods. And I would like to assist you in this endeavor against this serpent. My son. He's quite a handyman when it comes to ballista. And
Oh.
I'm sure he could maybe make sure that you are fit with the best equipment aboard your ship to tackle this beast.
I know what ballistas are, right? From traveling from the waters or whatnot. I've probably seen them
Yeah.
on ships. Okay.
Normally, on most sailing vessels that have one, which
Yeah.
is at the front, he seems to be speaking of multiple.
Okay.
Yes, and my son, he works within the docks, in the construction work, in the craft. Goes by the name of Ivan. I'm sure that
Ivan.
you could maybe have a word with him.
Okay. I appreciate it.
So,
Go ahead.
what size ship, or rather, what size crew would we require?
And the master of ships stands once again. I would advise that you go for something not too large as to draw the beast in immediately, and something for a smaller crew. Maybe 20 men at most. A brigadier of some kind. Have a skeleton crew. Enough to patch the holes, but keep the vessel moving. If you are saying that you already have a few in mind, we could put some notices out, try and hire in some adventurers as such.
We have 2 members already confirmed for our boat. This group you see here, minus, and I gestured to Galoin. Us, the rest of us, and this man named the anchor, who's gonna be the captain of the ship, and then a lady by the name of, if my notes would tell me,
Koilash, Andros.
oh yeah,
Koilash.
that name.
Koilash.
Oh, Koilash, yes. She is willing to offer her help as well.
By the name of Koilash?
Yes.
Yes, a drow lady.
I think you might have been mistaken. Koilash is a family house within Credonia. Was she a lady of nobility?
No, she was in a bar in a fight club.
She was first mate on a ship that was sunk by the serpent. That's what she told us.
Maybe it is just mere coincidence.
Maybe. So,
Let's we need some time. I believe, to even go down to the docks and speak to people.
Of course.
This should give you time to arrange a boat. Should we say perhaps we meet again tomorrow?
Yes, if you...
Before
We have a man who's arriving. He's the anchor, a minotaur man. If you don't mind, maybe having someone meet him at the arrival, and it's kind of
Where is he arriving from?
What's that city called?
Zolden.
Zolden. He's arriving from Zolden.
So I assume by boat?
Yes, by boat.
Correct.
yes.
Very well. I will inform some of the... And you see Benson stand up again. And as he stands, he says, Grandfather, I will make sure that your Minotaur friend, the Anchor, and Coilash,
Coilash.
are represented and met with some Kingsguard. They'll inform them of your decision, and once we are aware of their location, we will inform yourselves.
Also, and I get pretty serious at this point. When we go take on this sea serpent, or if if we're able to get everything under wraps and do this, our friend here, Galoin, we would like him to be in the chambers throughout the events, so he's well kept safe and out of harm's way. If you can promise me you can provide him safety, you've done us a great deal.
Benson, who still stood, he nods. I will assign one of my best guards on his protection. He may have one of the chambers, which he can do as he pleases with.
Good.
We will provide him with food, water, and anything else he will need. Yes, I'm sure that'll be suffice.
Okay.
Before we leave, since I assume we've spoken about most of the things that need to be spoken about, do you have anyone like investigating or like, I don't know, researching about the serpent, where it came from, what it is, why it's here? Anyone that we might be able to talk to, maybe at that big library over there that you have, or some other kind of facility?
We did have a researcher. However, his research came to an end. And the only way to learn more was to go out and find the creature.
Oh,
He's yet to return.
great.
What was his
He
name?
left 4 days ago. Vincent Help.
Vincent Hope.
Okay.
Also, I know this is asking a lot. I don't mean to, try to ask too much of you guys, but we would like to maybe get a little protection as well, only at night while we were asleep in the tavern. As you can see, one of our own was attacked in your city at night. We don't know who. We don't know for what the reason was. We don't know names. We don't know what they look like. But one of our own was attacked in your city, and we would like to at least be promised protection to some degree while we try to deal with your problem.
You see the young girl, the one that spoke earlier, who was Amelia Ackleton. Now that she has been sat there a little while, you've noticed that she has one golden eye and one blue eye. And you can see that she has this like dark brown auburn-like hair pulled behind her ears as she sat at court, wearing a very tight-fitting red regal dress with various jewelry adorned around her. And as she stands up, she says, "Do you happen to be magically inclined? Any of you? Has word
Yes.
maybe gotten out?
Yes,
Some of you have. Right. See, Grandfather, this is why anyone that ever comes to this city that has some form of magical practicing, they are driven away by the locals because of the scaremongering." And as she starts to say this, Alexander stands up. "I will not have you, sister, talk about magics like this in the king's court. We have already, and the two begin bickering over the top because they're either sides of these stands. And Julius Appleton holds his hand up, and the two begin like carrying on bickering, and he just says, "Silence!" And the two stop and sit down. You are welcome to stay here within these halls while you reside within Craddock, within Ifaldor. You are welcome visitors.
I
Now,
appreciate that.
as much as I would love to talk more at length about the things that we both know and have seen, it has been a rather tiresome day already, and it's not even lunchtime. And he smiles, and if you wouldn't mind, I'd like this meeting to be adjourned for now, and we will speak on the morrow.
Thank you,
Sounds good.
sir. King, sir, king, sir, king.
Your Majesty,
Your Majesty.
Your
Yeah.
Highness.
Sorry, I'm not used to these customs.
I understand there hasn't been a monarchy in Fortis for quite some time. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you all. Do you prefer to go by Iron Vortex or Wardens of Arkenvale?
The Iron Vortex, please.
Very well. Well, Iron Vortex, we agree to these treaties. And you see him sign the parchment. He rolls it up, puts it in the tube, and you hear the
Speaking
pressure
of-
click.
Sorry, very
Yes?
shortly. We heard you were in close contacts with another kingdom.
We still have an alliance with Zotish, that is correct. The Zoticians.
Do you have any means of maybe contacting them about the, like, we have another letter that's also addressed to them. Do you have any way of getting that to them and
Well-
addressing the matter for us?
One of our Larunian knights could deliver the letter, as they are patrolling the Zotician borders and the mountains anyway. We
We-
could send it for you, if need be.
We can use
Yeah.
this as a chip of the lay of the shoulder, right? If we're able to at least attempt this sea serpent thing, if we're successful or not, then we can, if you guys are willing, take it there. That way, it makes it more of a I can't think of the right word, but I'm sure you guys understand where I'm getting at with this. It kind of helps us put that kind of business partnership in this whole ordeal.
You mean making a bridge of relations?
Yes, the
per
bridge
se.
relations. Yes, my bad. My king, your majesty.
Yes. He nods. We will send for a Larunian knight to come by. Would you like to leave the treaty with us, and we will see to it done?
Yeah, I think that would be best.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
And
yeah.
I pull out the treaty and hand it to.
And another knight takes it. Yeah, another knight walks up, takes it, walks all the way around, passes it to King Julius Hackleton again, and he places it on the desk. Very well. Well, please, speak to the people of the docks. Speak to the sailors. See if you can convince the crew to join you. You will need at least 20 men, or women, to help you.
Will do. Thank you, your
I-
majesty.
Ask one last question. It's a very short one, I promise.
By all means.
Would we be allowed to use a sending stone within the halls?
Yes.
Thank you.
Not within these particular halls, but within your chambers. Yes.
Thank you.
Correct. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you wish to use your chambers now, you are more than welcome to. But if not, speak to the guards at the front. The guard in charge of the King's Court right now is Oliver. I'm sure he'll be able to
Oh.
help you.
Yes, of course. Yeah, he's very nice. Very grateful. We'll probably be back a little late. I'm guessing our next stop is the docks, right? You want to go there just to
Yes.
see? Yeah. And we'll be back later towards the evening probably.
Very well.
As we turn around to leave. I will have Olaf kind of run around my shoulders and just kind of wave, looking back to the
Yeah,
To-
and as he does a little
the-
wave,
to
you,
the council.
you definitely get a sense that most of them are very busy in whatever they're doing and don't notice. But you feel like one of them spotted the little wave, and Galoin also does like a Your Majesty, like does a little bow. and then, like,
Andros tries to
follows you
copy
all,
him, like,
Yeah.
Your Majesty, yeah.
and then just follows you all out as you all begin to leave. Where are you going? To the docks?
Yes. And as that's
Okay.
yeah, well,
Well, as you all start making your way out of the building and heading towards the docks to find crew, sailors, or whatever, we're going to cut to a break because the break should have been ages ago. Yes. But you guys got into it, and then I was
Yeah.
like, "Shit, we're gonna be here for a little
yeah.
while." So yeah, I didn't want to interrupt. Cool. Let's go for a break. We're gonna go for toilet breaks, food breaks, drinks breaks. We'll be back in like 5-ish minutes. I say ish because it's sometimes like
Ish.
7 or 8. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be back in like 5. Don't go anywhere. Grab some snacks, grab some drinks. See you in a minute. Bye.
In a bit.
Go. Hello. Welcome back. Eagle just did the weirdest countdown from 5.
A 1,
Ever?
a 2, a 3.
Yeah, that. And then he got to 1 and then went go. So I didn't know if we were going on 1 or going on go. So I just said hello twice. But yes, hello. We are back. What snacks did we get? What drinks did we get? I'm drinking water, strawberry flavored water. That looks like a monster from Eagle. Not sponsored. Some chips frisks.
It's tzatziki. It's
Nice.
It's yeah. Tzatziki is a common international thing, right? Like it's a Greek
Tzatziki is
style.
Greek sauce.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a Greek
Ah, yeah,
sauce.
yeah. Cool. Well, if we are all happy to get back in, Eagle, if you want to zoom in a little bit on the dock section, because
And
that's where
also-
you guys are gonna
What's the
be.
dock section? Can you show me?
Well, the docks would be probably where the boats are.
The ships.
Is that more
Just
up?
a little bit. So
or-
there's not.
Oh.
What, can you not see the boats?
Oh, right there. Okay, a
Just
little
zoom in
more.
a
A
bit.
little more.
Zoom in.
Just the
Hey,
harbor
little bit more.
area.
There's a little bit of a
south
delay
the
in my end,
Emerald
remember. I'm just trying to
Library.
get rid of the black lines around the edge.
Yeah, I
that's
see
all.
it. I see
Yeah.
it.
There
Yeah.
you go. That'll do.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So as you guys leave the King's Court, you guys start heading over to this direction over here, where there are all manner of taverns and ship-related shops and all sorts of stuff. What I will say is, as you guys get there, let me just change the music because the King's music is not what we really want here. I think this one will do. It's a little subtle, but that'll do. Yeah, as you guys begin venturing to this location, you will see a few taverns which catch your eyes, and they are very bustling with various different amalgamations of sailors and other such things. One of which you notice is called the Shiny Tankard, and you can see that it seems to be a slightly more upper market clientele. There's a few like noble looking folk and maybe some traders drinking and eating in here and just having like meetings and discussions. You also see another one called the Black Giraffe, which has out of the roof a wooden looking giraffe head poking through as if it's like stood inside the tavern. And in here, you can see it's very dark and gloomy, and there's booths and like sort of like a shadier sort of area to go to. Yeah.
As we're walking through here, I'm just gonna be like, as we're walking through, I'm just gonna be watching, see if people are following us, people are watching us. As I do know what happened to Gloin, and I got the smell of this area, so I'm
Roll
gonna
me a
try to.
perception check.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, and you also notice another one called Way Anchored, and you can see that there are a couple of sailors stood outside of it, and currently like fist fighting, and one of them grabs the other and throws him into a water barrel, and then pulls him out and like throws him against the wall, and then they both start laughing, and then they both get back up and go back into the tavern for another drink. You can also see another one called the Shantyway Tavern, and as you walk up to it, you can hear that there are sailors singing sea shanties from within, and they all seem to be just singing along together, merrily drinking, eating, having conversations, and doing whatever they're doing. And they are like the main staple of tankards. There's a few like littler, lesser taverns here, but these are like the staple four. And yeah, as you guys get to the docks, what are you doing?
Okay.
So you know how Halson was talking about his son that was working on the docks?
Yeah.
What's a baluster?
Say again?
His son is a baluster.
Can I roll an
What is a...
Can I roll an intelligence check to see if I actually know what this is?
Sure.
'Cause I don't think Andros knows what this is either. Maybe. Oh, that's a save. My bad. Whoa, it's a save.
I'm pretty sure Erhard would know.
There we go. 13.
Like, why wouldn't he? I don't know.
You're muted.
I can't hear
You're
you.
muted. You're muted.
yourself.
If you think you know what it is, go ahead.
Honestly, I guess I would also roll intelligence on that because
Yeah.
who fucking knows?
Andros is sitting there like,
Hell,
oh,
you don't know, I guess.
oh. Does Andros know?
Andros.
Yeah. I was right on the boat.
You've been on a boat,
Mhm.
and you know kind of what she means, but
Yeah.
you get the sense she's saying it wrong.
Okay.
You're pretty sure he said a ballista.
A ballista. You mean
Yeah.
a ballista, Maeve?
That one.
Oh,
yeah. Do you know what
okay.
it is?
It's so. Remind me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna try to attempt this Andros style. It's essentially like if you take a crossbow and you put that on a ship, right? But it's big and it shoots out something. I know you can have like rope attached to it, and if it hits a creature, you can keep the rope attached to it, and you can kind of manipulate the creature that you're attacking with it. Very useful in like ship on ship combat. A lot of ships usually have one because it's a very expensive, not expensive, but more so something that not many people know how to use. I think Andros probably knows how to use it. I would say at this point, from riding from boats so much, he's probably learned on his travels that he would know how to use it. I would say. I don't know.
I didn't know if you were asking me because
Yeah, I'm asking
just
you.
went from conversation
Yeah.
straight into
My bad.
Okay.
Yes, I am asking you.
Yeah, that's fine. There was no break. I
Yeah,
didn't
my
know.
bad. My bad.
I was like, he's speaking in third person again.
Yeah.
Yes. You've probably not used one yourself, but you've seen others use it.
Yeah.
And it seems to be they load a big bolt into it,
Mhm.
they pull the thing back or wind the crank, and then they aim it and they fire it. How
Yeah.
hard can it be?
Yeah.
You know?
It's essentially you just load the bolt, crank it, aim, fire. It's like if you're you probably wouldn't know. Never mind. It's just basically that. It's like you're
What
using
do
a
you mean I
crossbow.
wouldn't know?
Nothing, Maeve. Just that's how you use the ballista.
It sounds like a really stupid idea.
It's not actually very useful in combat. Let's say you're chasing after I don't know. Let's say you're after a shark or something, and let's say you're catching it for food. Maybe you're catching it for some other means. Shooting a ballista at it. I mean, if you at least attach a rope to it, you can actually keep the creature like near the boat. You won't let it escape, right? So let's say we're
Right,
fighting the serpent.
right.
We could keep the serpent from escaping and running away from us.
What if it's that big that it takes us down with us? And
It's just-
under, and we're stuck to it.
We could take the rope off. Maybe I'm not sure how that. I don't know if you can or not. I've never used one personally, but I've seen it.
How hard can it be, right?
Yeah. How hard can it be?
Onion?
We could definitely try. Definitely try.
As this military conversation is going on, and with my lovely role that I'm totally not interested in ballista, I guess. Do I see any taverns with like musicians, entertainment that looks, or like a tavern that just looks very lively?
Well, you do you hear the singing coming from the Shantyway Tavern, which is just sea shanties being sung within a tavern. That's probably the most lively musical.
I guess we'll have Olaf run in that direction, and I will follow. And
Sure.
be
So
kind of like,
Erhard veers off.
guys, I'm going that way.
Where are you going?
Looking for a crew.
Right.
I kind of twirl and go back.
I'm gonna be
and
honest with
go.
you, Erhard, as someone who probably never been around a ship crew. I know it's gonna sound very crazy, but I was around a ship crew for a while. I think maybe you should give me a shot at talking to them, as I have experience with these sort of people.
By calling them
I
these
raise
sort
an
of people,
eyebrow.
that sounds not so convincing, but
I
will
came.
just keep
Listen, I
walking
traveled
and
in the
you can go
Bayrock
and come
Isles
and, yeah.
to Veritas by boat. I was around a ship crew for a while. Okay, there's only a certain amount of things they really care about a ship crew. I mean, right? Like these people, they're very, I wouldn't say simple, but they're not as like hard to engage with like what they want, right? They like coin, they like beer, alcohol, they like a lot of different things. So, I mean, if you can engage those interests, maybe.
I will take out my pan flute and just start playing.
He's not listening.
And
A happy little sea shanty.
as you just start to play music, Maeve, you begin to look around. What are you looking for?
What I'm actually looking for is not the people that are in the tavern singing, but if there's actually people maybe on their boats working, actually looking like, they know what they're doing, but they're not actually getting drunk. They're maybe fixing up a boat or...
You notice that a lot of these boats are all tied up. You can see the anchors have dropped on these ships, and there's 1 or 2 people stationed on most ships to keep guard. But other than that, they are sparse. There has been no need to sail for like 3 weeks. You can imagine a lot of people haven't been back to their boats in a while. But you can see a couple of people stationed as like guards just to make sure that no one goes on and thieves anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you notice.
Well, I guess there's only one way to get a crew. We'll follow Erhard's lead and hope his performance gets us what we need.
Yeah, and you begin playing a tune, and as you walk on into the tavern, there are people swaying side to side with tankards singing, clanking their tankards. Are you still playing when you walk in?
Yeah.
And as you start playing, whatever tune, are you playing it the tune that they're singing, or are you just
Yeah,
playing
I'm-
tune?
No, I'm trying to match the music around me, I guess. Like, I presume
Okay.
some kind of like sea shanty like
Sure, you try
swaying or
to
something.
you try to go along with the tune, not knowing what it is. You just try to play along. Every now and then you go out of key and then have to keep going back into key. But because you rolled a 23, you do manage to keep up with the flow of it. And you do definitely get a few people raise their tankards towards you and carry on drinking. And I would say as this point you come in, you can see that this is a just a bar. There's no living quarters here. There is just a bar, a stage, and just loads of seating. And currently, right now, there's like 4 sailors on top of the bar. One just tapping away on the bottom of a barrel. And then the 3 others just singing, kind of leading the shanty. And as you walk on in and play, this Goliath behind the bar looks at you and he's like, "Hey, good music. You want drink? Any help? Me help you."
Yeah, I will stop playing, I guess, and have a conversation. Yeah, I would like a round for me and my friends, and I just point behind me and presume people would follow in. And how much for what? 6 drinks?
6 a drink. 12 silver. Yes.
Sure, I give him 15.
I'll
Okay. Puts it in like this sack. Pulls up 6 tankards, pours you all an ale, pushes them forward. There go. Drink. Yes.
thank you. I'll buy a round for everybody in the tavern.
What?
Yeah, I'll buy a round for everybody here. And I say that loudly so like people can hear that I'm about to buy everyone around.
Okay. There 40 people,
Mm-hmm.
2 silver per person.
I'll give you gold
That-
and gold. Can we round that into gold?
Okay.
8 gold?
There's
Yep.
8 gold.
I'll give him 8 gold.
You buy me a drink?
Yeah, I'll even buy you a drink. I'll even throw an extra gold in for him. I'll throw an extra gold in.
Oh, like you. And he puts
The
9
best,
gold into Patch, and then he's like, I got work to do.
Thank you. Yes.
I get to drink now.
I'll even buy you
And,
2 drinks with
Oh.
that extra gold. Yeah. Take 2
Thank
drinks for
you.
yourself. Yeah.
He walks up to this bell, this big bell that's in the bar, and he starts ringing it. The man! Give round! Pour now, drink! And he starts pouring all these drinks and he's putting them down, and all these people are like, hey! Like
Yeah.
cheering over to you and like grabbing their tankards, and,
I-
like, finishing what they had and starting their new one.
I joined in with the sea shanty because I probably know a few of these, and I'll.
Roll me a performance check to
Oh,
see
no.
if you know the
Aid him?
one.
Oh.
You can roll your own if you want to join in as well.
Fine. I guess
Oh,
I'm gonna pick him
man.
up, but yeah,
Do I
we'll go with
advantage
24.
for knowing?
Erhard doesn't sing the song that they are singing, but he knows the exact tune. And after a while, because sea shanties are quite repetitive
Yeah.
and they go with a flow, Erhard picks it up straight away. Maeve, you start out a little out of tune, but as it goes on, you get the tune, but not quite the words. Ondros, you don't get either. You just don't really get the tune, you don't really get the singing, but they don't seem to mind because you've just bought an entire round of drinks for an entire tavern.
I feel bad. now.
Everyone is drinking. Everyone is having the time of their life right now. All cheering, singing away at these sea shanties. Even Galoin. Let's roll one for Galoin. He doesn't have
Nat
any
20.
performance.
Oh.
4. He tries to copy Andros.
Yeah.
gets lost in the flow of it all.
I like pick him up in my arm, and I'm just like, I'm just having a good time with
He's
him.
just kind of
Yeah,
cheering at
yeah.
this point. But yeah, you guys are just all singing. Everyone seems super ecstatic. And yeah, you see the barman have 2 tankards. And he's like, ha ha ha! And just pours both into his mouth and he's just drinking it. Ends both of them and slams them down. He's like, oh, good drink!
I'll give a cheers to the Galoin, and I'll take a big swig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys
And,
are singing away. What are you guys up to?
We'll
I
we'll go
whisper
and
over-
sorry.
I
You go,
whisper
mate.
over to Andros. Okay, good idea, but now what?
So, with the start there, right? That gets people attention, right? So what I'm trying to show them is we're almost I can't say the word. We have reputation almost, right? Because
Reputable?
1, we have money, right? Which sailors enjoy money, and 2, the more money we have and the more unique we look, it's bound to draw attention. They're gonna think we're probably a little bit more not skilled per se, but more esteemed, right? Essentially what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to set the basis that we have a little bit of reputation around here, and sailors who see reputation, they see money, right? It's hard to make them believe that we're here on behalf of the council now, getting a crew and we're getting 10,000 gold. We can try, but for them to believe it, it's going to be that's going to be the difficult part. That's the difficult part, is get them to believe us as a group, right? Because yes, we could look like we're very we have a reputation. We could look like we're very, we stand out. But them to believe our story, especially with everything that's gone on, it's a little that's going to be the hardest part.
I think there needs to be emotion for them to want to join this.
Yes,
Yes, it's money driven, but also they are sailors. They want to go back onto the sea.
exactly.
They've had their boats destroyed, their lives destroyed, and all they have going for them right now is being here singing shanties.
Well, if
and
they
drinking.
part,
What we need
if
to
they
do
part of it, they will gain fame and fortune.
exactly. We can use that. We need to make friends with them first, right? If we can maybe befriend some of the people in the tavern, maybe talk to them a little bit before we bring up anything with this, right? Try to connect with these people. Then I promise you, it helps. It does help. Let's just
And
ask them some of their stories, get a little bit of insight on what they've done.
As this conversation's going on, you feel a prod, like a heavy prod, on your back, Andros.
Yeah, I'll turn.
And as you turn around, it's the bar keeper.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, ha! Your best customer this week. Here,
Thank you.
free drink.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
thank you.
Cheers!
Cheers!
brother!
Ah.
He just downs another
Yeah,
one behind the bar,
I'll
just,
down the
like,
one he gave me.
pouring
Yeah.
more pints for people, and yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
See?
we also drink.
And that's the start. See?
As we having this lovely conversation as well, can I have a look around for maybe some old, hardy, well-seasoned seamen that stand out somehow?
Yeah, sure you can. Roll me a perception check, please.
That's such a weird.
God damn it! I would like a luck on that, please.
Sure, roll a
Oh,
lucky roll
this
and
will
finding
fucking
the old
suck.
hardy seaman. A 10.
That's not
Okay.
gonna do it.
You look around and there's plenty of seamen around you, but you can't seem to spot any veteran sailors.
I would
Just
like to do that
regular
too.
seamen.
Yeah.
You want to also look?
Yeah, in my head, I'll just tell Yazir, hey, you're part of my head now. You should
Oh,
know.
this song's great.
Yeah, I know. Look around. Just travel through the crowd. See if you find someone
Yeah.
that. You're a very smart person. I know you are. Find someone who seems to be more of looks to be more of a seasoned a sailor. Someone that we can get in good graces with.
Okay, yeah. Yo! And he like goes off into the crowd. Cheers, me hearty!
Yeah,
And you just hear
uh-huh.
him just like shouting. No one can hear him but
Yep,
you.
yep,
Like, he's
great.
like pretending to cheers. You can see him like
I'll roll my own
trying
perception.
not to touch anyone as he's going through. Yeah, sure. I'll let you both roll. Not a problem. You get a little distracted at Yazir, like
Yeah.
pretending he has a pint in his hand, and pretending to drink when he really can't because he's
Yep.
a ghost.
Yep.
But Maeve, as you're looking around, you can see in the corner there is a very grizzled-looking sailor, who has a wooden leg. His right leg is a wooden leg, and he's just sat down at this table, just drinking quietly as all these people are singing around. But you see him very, like, secluded from everyone, kind of just on his own.
I'll grab a pint, a spare pint, and I'll make my way over.
Yeah, and as you walk on over, he just looks at you and he's like, "No,
Hi, mind if I sit?
by all means."
And I'll hand him the extra pint.
Oh,
I noticed you hadn't gotten up for this, but big guy over there brought everybody around.
well, that's very kind of you. I don't know what there is to celebrate, but it is what it is.
Trying to get the spirits up. People have been down.
Aye. The younger folk, they need the rallying. Folk like me, we've had our time on the seas, but if these lot get too used to the land, the next generations, they won't want to be sailors. They won't want to be upon the water. They'll wish to be on land, having a family.
Would you hate to see that happen?
I'd hate to see the Credonian people lose what they were always best at. Being upon the water, making stories, writing history. It's a shame. Truly is.
You yourself have no interest anymore, being out on the water?
Oh, if I could have my time again, dear, I certainly would be out on those seas. But I'm a bit too old now. My eyesight's going, and I'm not as quick as I used to be, or as strong.
You don't mind me asking, how did you lose it?
Well, there's the fun story, or there's reality.
I'll lift up my skirt a little bit to reveal a very large scar going from my upper thigh, sort of the knee all the way up, high to my hip,
Oh,
and
looks like you're quite a lucky one too.
correct. And there's also a fun story or a not so fun story to this one, so
Well,
I'm with you.
you tell me your story, whichever one it may be, and I'll follow with the version similar to yours.
Sure. The not so fun story, the reality would be that when I was a young kid on my own in a forest, I was trying to protect a deer from an owlbear, and caught up fighting it, and well, my leg got caught more than anything, as you can tell. I won, but it left me with a pretty hefty scar.
Well, I wish my story was as eventful as yours, Missy.
Mm.
An owlbear being a big beastie, a bit like that of the serpent in the sea, and the deer being the folk of Credonia. But I unfortunately got my leg caught in some rope when tying up a boat. The boat was stolen, and as the rope wrapped around my leg, it teared my leg from its socket.
Oh,
The only way to free myself from being dragged along the waters was to cut the rope. But as you probably know, a rope sodden is very hard to cut. So, I had to make a choice.
wow. And then your leg was just dangling there afterward?
Aye.
That is awful. Okay. That is okay. No, I think your story is way more traumatizing. Way more
Oh.
traumatizing.
At least yours sounds pretty cool, right? Big owlbear saved a deer. Took a hit, but, you know, you stood for what was right. I was merely tying up a boat as it got stolen. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. I wonder if the serpent is a little bit like that. Wrong place, wrong time.
Could be. The creatures of the sea are truly a mystery. Anyway, you shouldn't be sat here speaking to an old-timer like me. Look at all these people spreading as much joy as they can in a time of plight. Join them. Have fun.
I'll stand up. I'll put a hand on his shoulder and give him a squeeze as I say, I think the most interesting conversation I could have had with anyone was with you, so I thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate that gesture. It was a pleasure
I'll
to
nod.
meet you.
The name's Maeve, by the way.
Gordon.
Gordon. And I'll nod and I'll head back to the others.
And as you start heading back, I assume at some point Andros will look over at Maeve, and as he does, the old man will just raise the tankard as like a thanks for purchasing it.
I give him a nod, and I turn to the barkeep. Hey, I think there's something you can help me
Yes.
out with.
Yes.
See, we are a group of travelers. We come from Arkenvale. We're the wardens of Arkenvale. Me and my group of companions. We've met with the city council today, the Court of Kings.
Oh.
Yes. We are trying to put together a crew to deal with your serpent issue here on the bay.
What?
We have a captain.
You
Yes.
serious?
Yeah, no, very serious.
Crew?
My name's Andros. I'm from Fortis. We are the Iron Vortex. We've traveled. We've dealt with drakes. We even fought the rock that was up in the sky yesterday. Drakes. We've also
Rock.
fought. We've also fought some hags. We fought just so many different things. We are a group of travelers who are just trying to do good in the world, and we noticed that these sailors here. I mean, there's so much out there for them to, go out there and, have an adventure on the sea,
Yes.
And that sea serpent's taking that, and we're just trying to put together a crew of 20 people. We just need 20 to sail out there with us. We're getting the council is offering us a ship. We have a captain, and we're getting prepared.
Okay. Me help you.
Yes.
You buy a drink. Obviously.
I'll buy a drink for everybody again.
Again. Oh, buy a drink first. Then
Yeah.
I ring bell. Go stand on stage. Tell people story.
Okay.
People listen. Make mind up.
I put 12 gold on the counter.
Oh, drink good.
Drink good.
Ding, 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 ding. The bell just starts ringing in here. He takes the gold. More drink on him. Him speak now. Listen. And everyone kind of like looks around. The people on the stage step off. They grab their drinks, and then it all goes quiet. In a place that was bustling, it goes silent.
I look to Maeve, and I look to the party at first, and I just hold out a hand saying, let me try this. And I'll walk to the stage, and I'll get up on there, and I
give him some support.
Ow.
Playing some music, some glorious crescendo building up to this.
Okay, in that case, I will need a performance check from you, Ahad.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on your role, I won't give Andros advantage, but I will give him
Lower
a
DC?
plus.
Okay.
I'll give him a plus to the roll. Depends on what you
Come
roll.
on,
though.
Erhard. Come on.
I would like to.
Oh.
I would do another luck on
Yes,
that.
please, lucky that, please. Okay.
19.
Okay.
Could I try and disappear into the crowd?
Yeah?
Stealth?
Yeah, I'll have a stealth check from you, just to try and blend in. Yep, okay.
17.
What are you attempting to do?
I will occasionally try and put on a bit of a man voice as Andros is speaking to go, sounds like a good idea. You hear that?
Oh, roll me a performance check, flat roll, please.
No.
Okay.
This is great.
Sure. Okay, Andros.
Yes.
You walk up to the stage and you feel 40 plus eyes on you. And you step up onto this stage. You're already pretty tall, and as you step up, the beams of the roof are just above your head. You feel your ears like catch on them a little bit.
Yeah.
And as you stand there, and you just see 46, 47 people stood in front of you. Part of your own party.
Yeah.
You see Maeve disappear into the crowd and start to blend in amongst them.
Take a deep.
Ahad stands along the side next to you and starts playing a very sorrowful note, which then starts to go into, as soon as you start to speak, will start to go into like an epic sort of like moment to like boost you up. Because of Maeve and Ahad assisting you,
Yeah.
I will give you in total a +5 to your persuasion roll.
Okay. Give me. Can I talk first and then we roll? Just want to get it out. Okay.
So, and obviously depends on what you say.
Yep.
Will be if you get advantage or disadvantage, or if it's neutral.
Okay. Take a deep breath, and I, put the. I guess I'm just talking out loud. Greetings, everybody of this fine establishment. I'm Andros, member of the Iron Vortex, warden of Arkenvale, of Arantis. We come to you today, to this city, requesting aid for other reasons than what you're about to hear right now. But as we've talked to your king and the Court of Kings earlier today, we hear about your guys' serpent issue. This serpent is causing you not to do your job, and instead confining you onto the land where you guys do not you guys deserve to be out there on the ocean.
Yeah, we want to be on the ocean.
Right.
Yeah!
And we are a group of people that not only fought drakes in the city of Arkenvale, we've helped out the mines of Aaron Toll through fiery creatures. We've also fought hags in the woods of Ironwood. We've even fought a rock in the sky above your city just yesterday on our arrival.
They were the civilians for the rock.
We are here to offer our aid to deal with your serpent issue. We are here to not only free you of this issue, but also help you continue what you guys are passionate and care for about. Now, I'm not asking you guys to go out there and risk everything, but I'm asking you to help us in gathering a crew of 20 brave people to stand up to this creature and officially save this city. Because there are bigger issues going on in Arantis. And we need your guys' help. You brave sailors who venture out on the water dealing with so many issues on the daily. And I would formally like to ask for your help in dealing with this serpent to finally save your people and to free the waters for you guys to rule over again and to continue to do what you guys love and care about.
And as you say that bit, Galoid shouts out, "And be the heroes of Credonia!" Like, he's like trying his best to help out. Yeah! Like, there's like and a few people are like,
Yeah, we could probably. Yeah, we should be the heroes. Yeah, well, we should have the waters back. That's right. Yeah, why do we let that serpent writhe about in our seas?
and at
And
this,
Maeve will
yeah?
go, I want to be a hero!
Yeah,
From the
okay.
depths of the crowd.
Nice. I would like an advantage roll for persuasion with an additional +5 to whatever you roll. So a 17 plus 5,
22?
which is a total of 22. Okay. Andros,
Yes.
I need you to roll me a D100 with a +22 modifier.
Oh. Okay, I can do this. A D100?
D100, and then we'll add 22 onto whatever you roll.
53?
Okay. 53%. Is it 55?
22
Yeah,
and
you're correct.
33.
Yeah.
55% of this tavern rally as few of them raise tankards.
Yeah! We'll sail, yeah, I'll sail. We're gonna take that serpent down. Yeah, let's send it back in. Make these waters Credonian once more.
And then you see in the corner the old man stand up and he raises a tankard. And as he raises a tankard, a few of the younger people near him look at him. They nod in respect and they all raise their tankards as well. And yeah, you get 23 sailors willing to sail on your behalf. And they all raise their tankards, and yeah, they offer their assistance. What do you say to them as a few of them kind of simmer down and go to the bar and take a pew or sit down at their tables? 23 of them are stood around this stage now, with the old man also stood there.
Thank you so much for your courage, your bravery, and your duty as sailors to not only take up arms, but become warriors and heroes of your city. We'll need a few days as our captain, who will be sailing us out there, who goes by the Anchor, will be arriving soon. And he will be your captain, and we will be your travelers, your wardens, accompanying you on your quest. What I ask is that...
What? Yeah, why don't we just start shouting before you finish when do we meet? Where?
What I'd like you all to do is to give your names to the barkeep. And we'll meet back here in a day or two of time, and we will give the final departure date for this quest. Take your time, prepare yourselves, prepare what you need, and be ready become heroes.
And like they all start cheering. Galoy is like grabs a tankard. It's just like yeah, like he's just trying to rally people up and help you guys. And yeah, they all start cheering and chanting. And you can see a few people start to leave because they've realized that they're like a little bit ashamed the fact that they're not stood up. And they're like, we need to get out of here. And then the guy behind the bar says, "I sail. Yes, me come." And he like slams down this like clipboard with like a piece of parchment. And then he gets like an ink and quill and very gently puts it next to it. And then he like looks up and says, "Me no right. Someone write names, all people. Come back here every day. Tell you when we sail." And yeah, people start scrolling their names down.
Can I get the name of the bar, please? Just so I can remember. So I can
the
give
bar is the Sea Shanty Tavern.
The Sea Shanty Tavern, okay.
The Sea Shanty
Yep.
Tavern.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what happens. And as you all start cheering and drinking the additional pints that you previously purchased, there is revelry to be had in this tavern. And they are all seem to be talking about getting back onto the sea again, and you can hear them. A few of them are gathering around the older gentleman, and he's telling them about some of the tales of him being at sea, rallying them up, getting them in high spirits, and all of them are buzzing and like happy to go. And yeah, that's I think as you guys start to leave the tavern and walk outside of it, and you take in the sea air and the sea breeze, and I'll say at this point it's probably like it's been a few hours, and it was about midday when you finished in the King's Court. So I would say in total it's probably coming around to about 3 or 4 p.m. Like coming towards nearer the evening. And as you all stand there and we see the sea breeze and the seagulls flying up ahead and the still waters of the Bay of the Serpents, that is where we will end tonight's session, as you have mustered a crew of 23 strong with your roles. Congratulations, guys, for all chipping in. And yeah, next week we unfortunately are taking a little bit of a break because Tim and Lan are missing, and we really don't want them to miss out on what's coming up. So we have decided next week to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. So we will just have the 1 week off, and then we'll be back to it with the whole party here, and we'll be joined by a guest. Which is very exciting. So, yeah, we'll be having a guest appearance join us not next week, the following week. The 7th, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think it's the 7th, which we will be having... Yeah, I'm right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I saw some confused faces. I was like, damn it, if I said the wrong name. Yeah, the 7th we will be back. We'll be having a guest join us as well. I won't reveal who the guest is, but the guest is... yeah, it's another streamer on the platform and a good friend of most of us. And they have played D&D before, so they do have a little bit of a knowledge going into a level 7 character, which could be quite scary for someone new.
Awesome.
But yes, they will be joining us. We are going to be picking up in 2 weeks' time. If you are new to the channel, you can go and re-watch all of the previous episodes on YouTube, which we upload every single Wednesday, maybe Thursday, and there are recaps for every session on the Discord, so join us on Discord. But before we go any further, let us go around the room and tell you where you can find each and every one of us when we're not here. So Tech Wizard Eagle, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm Eagle. You can find me over to Eagle Outlaw, where I stream. I do some YouTubes and all that stuff. Also, the socials: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Go subscribe over there on YouTube. And on top of that, join the Discord and you can talk to us and ask us some questions, whatever, all that. But yeah, come check me out. I do a lot of Pokemon stuff, and on the YouTube we do a lot of just fun stuff. So go check all that out. It's pretty great.
Awesome. And below the Eagle Outlaw, we have Smitty Jane. Take it away.
Hi. Yes, hello. You can find me on Twitch at Smitty Jane, and you can find me doing some variety, currently going through all of the Zelda games on the Mondays and Tuesdays, and on weekends we're doing whatever game is on my backlog. So tomorrow we'll be playing some Detroit Become Human. I did finish it, but I want to do Bad Decisions Run only. So yeah, that's what we'll do tomorrow.
I love doing the bad decision and like renegade runs of games just to see just how messed up you can make it. So it's awesome. And to the other side of the screen, we have the Agent Zeb.
Yeah, I'm Agent Zeb. I stream occasionally. This week I was a bit sick, so that didn't happen. But yeah, you can find me over on my channel. Wait. Yeah. I play a variety of games from like strategy to RPGs and different kind of simulations, I guess, and city builders and those kind of things. Currently, the next thing I'm gonna tackle is the Dragoness Command of the Flame, which is like a little fantasy army builder with roguelike elements in there. So that's different. So yeah, we'll check that out potentially on Sunday night because that's when I usually stream if I stream.
Awesome. And to my two top right corners, we have Tim and Lan, who are a streamer couple who stream on Team Logic NL. They do a lot of content. I think they're currently going through. They normally do like some RimWorld. They've been doing some Pokemon recently. They were doing Horizon Forbidden West not so long ago. 2 Point Campus as well. So they've been doing a few different things on their channel, mainly variety, but they do all sorts. Do go and check them out. They will be back the next time we stream as well. And then there's finally me. I'm the Onion Soup. I primarily do like Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke, but I also do variety content as well. Every Monday and Tuesday I do Pokemon, every Wednesday variety content, and currently I'm playing a seafaring game, I guess, which is The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which is so much fun because I love being on the boat and sailing around. It's so cool. I love piratey and boat stuff. I want to play all the boat games. But yes, that is it. Do we have a raid?
We do.
Who are we reading into?
There's a name called Jay is a Nerd? Jay is a Nerd? Something like that. I don't know.
Jay is a nerd?
Yeah. And we'll go ahead and start that. There we go.
Awesome. So guys, please, copy and paste the raid message. Good job there, Smitty.
Good job. Yep. Good job, Smitty.
Yes, do copy and paste the raid message. We're going to go send some love their way. Please do. And yeah, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. All old faces and new faces. So we do appreciate you being along. But yeah, go check out the YouTube, subscribe, and yeah, do follow us on Twitch if you want to keep up with the story so far. Guys, thank you so much. It's been such a fun time. I look forward to the next time we play. I'm sorry it's got a week gap, but I didn't want people to miss out. So much love. Take care, and we will catch you in a couple of weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.